Hours of power. Hours of power. Debates. Open your mind. Hours of power. Hours of power.
And so, a community is where you control your money, you control your commerce, you control your education, you control your house. We don't control none of that. We live in a hood. Well, what about the Negroes that said, get out? See? My cousin, he's a multi-millionaire, almost got $1 billion. Great PhDs, working on 2 more. Driving down the street in Chicago in his Rolls Royce, enjoying himself, and he hit his siren, looked to the mirror, and see this cop car flashing lights. He squeezed the steering wheel, man. Heart beats fast. But he know the price of a Negro, what it could be. And then when that cop car passed him by, he said, thank God he wasn't after you in the first place, Mom. That Negro thing you can't get away from. They wasn't coming after you. With all your billions, with your Rolls Royce, with your PhD, didn't help you. That's the hood. Why do you think you never pick up the paper and see over and over see white families thousands of black cops in America? Why don't you see white girls crying as black cops shot my loved one point at the back of the head? Why do you think black cops are they know spirits and they've been stressed? No. They got enough sense to know that white folks ain't gonna tolerate it. And I was stopping our neighborhood when we decided we were not tolerant. Now, if we were organized, which is hard to organize people who are just gonna run crazy, you don't know you're crazy. But if we were, with the money we have, and the many people who would come to our aid that don't know what it's like to be a Negro, and we said, look, we said, if we don't get a federal law to deal with police brutality, and any time a cop or anybody carry a gun, have to have a license just like you to drive a car. And if you use it wrongly, you lose your license. And if it's upheld, you can never work again as a cop or a store boy or a private detective. Now, how do you get Congress to protect them? Well, you take your economic power and you call on your friends, black, white, young, and old, and say, this coming Christmas, if we don't have a federal law to outlaw police brutality by law, we call it a nationwide for having Christmas and the start on Thanksgiving. 79% of all retail in America happens between Thanksgiving and Christmas. People stay in business all year, lose money just for Christmas, huh? Well, what happened now? Factory Avenue, Georgia, Sears and Roper, Westinghouse. They will get the bill, and all they got to do is make one phone call and say, Harry, the senator, I want that bill pushed through in 3 days. Okay, it's an economic thing. It's that simple. But we have the power, but the system that wiped us out so bad.
Open your minds.
And peace, folks. Welcome back to another edition of the Proper Thought series right here on the old TPOT YouTube page. I'm your host, X, of course, but you knew that already. That's why your black ass is here. Tonight, of course, we got another debate for y'all. Wednesday night is debate night on the TPOT YouTube page. And tonight, Mr. Research squares off with brother Amiri, and they will be debating whether or not brothers hiring other brothers is the answer to black men's problems. Now, this is going to be a good one because I'm a true believer in brothers hiring brothers. I own a small business myself. I hire brothers. Not sure if that's them, me hiring them is the answer to all of their problems, but I'm a big proponent of brothers, hiring other brothers because I do it myself. So this should be pretty interesting. But before we get started, as always, y'all know I got to thank the folks, man, because, man, y'all support me so much, man. Y'all support this platform so much, with your subscriptions, your monetary support, man, the way you share these videos, you comment on these videos, folks, y'all write me and all that kind of stuff, man. It's just outstanding, man. It's magnificent the way y'all support this platform, man. And I had no idea that this platform would be what it is today. And I know it's because of all of y'all, man. Because like I always say, man, you don't have to watch these videos. You don't have to subscribe to this damn channel. And you don't have to show up here every goddamn week and listen to these streams. But you choose to do so along with dropping your coins on this platform. I must have some of the most generous supporters, online. Y'all drop coins on me on days that I'm not even on the air. So I just want y'all to know, man, I appreciate it. And I know you don't have to do it. You don't have to sit here every week for hours and hours. You don't have to listen to these videos. You don't have to watch them. You don't have to do none of that shit. And you definitely don't have to drop your hard-earned quarters, dimes, nickels, pennies, 50-cent pieces, and silver dollars on this platform, but you choose to do so, man. And I am honored. I am grateful. I'm appreciative, man. I'm humbled by it all. And I thank all of y'all, man. I appreciate y'all folks, man, and I don't say it like I say every week. I don't say it to kiss your butts, because by now y'all know X don't kiss no butts, but I say it because I genuinely mean it, man. And I appreciate the way y'all support this platform and ultimately supporting me. And I'm thankful for it, man. I don't take y'all for granted, man. I thank all of y'all, and I'm appreciative of all of y'all. All right. So that being said, like I said, good look on that super chat, brother Info. Appreciate that, man. None of my folks have arrived yet, y'all. They usually here pretty early. My timekeeper ain't here. Neither is my debater 1 or debater 2. So I guess we just gonna shoot the shit until they start to get up in here. Hopefully they did not forget. So let me go ahead and get this out the way, because I have to do this. This has become a part of the presentation. I'm sorry to say, but y'all know we on this no respect shit. No disrespect, especially the people up here. Okay, the people inside this here area here will not be disrespected. Fans of brother Amiri will not be disrespecting Mr. Research. Fans of Mr. Research will not be disrespecting Amiri. That's just the way it's going down. Be careful what you write in that chat, because that Streamlabs bot is in there and it's watching. Certain shit you say, you just gonna get blocked right off top. Some shit is going to some shit up in here, it's just gonna get you timed out. So if you want to say certain crazy shit, some things that you say, you're only gonna get one sentence out before
fatality.
And that ain't just for the chicks who like to say crazy stuff. It goes for you brothers too. You get one crazy sentence out before. Yeah, that's how we're doing it. That's how we're going to be doing it from here on in. I don't know what you do in other chat rooms, but up in here, that disrespect shit is not riding. You won't be disrespecting my competitors. You won't be disrespecting my timekeeper. You won't be doing any of that, because that's not how we're doing it. I'm just so tired of that shit, and I'm not having it in my house. All right? Not in my house. I'm just saying. But we are still waiting for the debaters. I don't know what the hell happened. I did correspond with Mr. Research a little while ago, so he should be coming. I don't know what the hell happened to Amiri. Nobody wrote me of any problems, so I'm assuming that they're just running a little behind. I don't know. But anyway, give y'all some program notes. Tomorrow, we're going to be doing a marriage show. We're doing a stream entitled Men Make Marriage. So I got a few married brothers coming on. I got a few brothers coming on that used to be married. I got brothers coming on that are about to be married. So, we're going to talk some men and marriage shit tomorrow. So you want to tune in tomorrow, 9:30 p.m. Eastern time on the TPOT YouTube page, because we're going to be throwing down. Also, we might have a debate Saturday evening. I'm still working on that. Don't hold me to it. I don't know. It's probably we're going to be doing it earlier than we do. There's usually nighttime debates. We'll probably do it around 6 or 7. I'm still working on that one. I should know whether or not I'm going to have that together by tomorrow or late tonight sometime. So just look for the thumbnail, because we might throw down on Saturday as well. So just be on the lookout for that also. And up to this moment, my goddamn debaters have not came in here. But my celebrity timekeeper has arrived. Y'all know we always got one of them. And tonight's celebrity timekeeper is the one and only.
What's up?
Info
What's up,
man.
everybody? What's up, everybody? It's good to see you.
Good, brother. Info.
What's up,
what's
man?
What's going on with it, man? What's good with it? My brother right here, man.
It's all good.
Let me tell you, Info, man. Let me tell y'all something about brother Info, man. The first time I ever saw this brother, I saw this brother on O'Shea's Rumble, and I was listening to the shit he was saying, and I was like, damn, I like this dude, man. And I went to his channel and shit, and sometimes you hear people, they say certain things, on a channel. Then when you go to their channel, they talking some old nonsense. Like, damn, they all right on somebody else's joint, but on theirs, they're not that good. So I went to his channel and I watched a couple of videos, and I was like, oh shit, this dude's pretty good. And I subscribed to his shit immediately. I've always liked this brother, man. I've always liked Info, man. I've subscribed to his shit. Y'all need to go down there, man. Y'all need to go down there and subscribe to Brother Info shit, because Brother Info do some good stuff, man. I'm telling you. He does really, really good stuff, man. Informative stuff. Ergo the name Info Man. But I mean, really informative stuff. And y'all need to get down there, man, and check out Brother Info, man. If you ain't already subscribed to Brother Info, man, you need to, man, because you can actually get down there and learn something, man. That's just real. All jokes aside, that's just real, man. The brother does good stuff, man. And
thank you.
Yeah, man, I appreciate your content, man. I do, man. It's hard for me to catch you live a lot of times, because a lot of times when you go live, I be working and shit like that. Yeah. But I try to catch you live, man, as much as possible.
I do a lot of stuff, mostly doing my schedule weekends, and occasionally you'll catch me doing the week occasionally, depending on my time. But I really thank you for the kind words, brother. I definitely respect I definitely respect what you do on your program and how you bring brothers together of all parts of Black YouTube, all ideologies and different thoughts. You know, nobody that you bring on here all just think alike. We all have our different views, and that's why it makes it very competitive when you have debates like this and people are able to espouse their ideology and see where's the middle. Where are we in the middle between what that person is saying, this person is saying? So you keep it balanced like that, brother. And you've come on my channel when I've done a lot, when I used to do a lot of panel discussions, and you really added a very powerful perspective. So I appreciate that too.
No, absolutely, man. The respect is mutual, man. I don't know where the hell our damn debaters are. This shit here has never happened where none of the debaters show up. You know, I have one guy come and maybe another guy, you know what I'm saying? But
right. Well, hopefully Mr. Researcher be on here. I know you got Romero. Hopefully they'll get their butts up here and get this thing going.
I don't know what the hell happened, man. Like, I don't know what the hell happened because I just corresponded with Mr. Research a little while ago. So I don't know what the hell happened to him. I might have to hit him back up. I might have to hit Amiri back up.
Yeah, hit him back up because matter of fact, shit, I got his email. I'll send him another email as well and tell him to get his butt up here.
Yeah, man. What the hell? What the hell's going on, man?
Yeah. You got a good thing going here. These brothers.
Yeah, well, usually when the brothers can't make it, you know, they'll hit me up. They'll be like, "Oh,
yeah,
man, you know, something happened."
Right.
So I don't know what the hell went down. You know, I even sent the links out early. Something I don't usually do. I don't usually send the links out to about 9:35. I sent everybody the link, you know, like a quarter after, 20 after. So
right.
I don't know. I'm about to hit Amiri back up though, see what the hell is going on.
Yeah, hit him up.
What the hell happened? Goddamn. You're doing.
Let's see what I got here. I should have.
I see M.O.T in the chat. He said he'll go ahead and for somebody if they freaking don't if they don't show up. Yeah, but this is unusual though. This is very unusual. Usually happen.
I'm gonna send him an email too and tell him that let me see. Let me mute myself while I send this voice message to him. Hang on.
Okay. What the hell happened to him? No, what happened here? You know, and I usually do these things way in advance. And if I freak around and yeah, go ahead and hit him up, man. If you got his phone number, M.O.T. You know.
Hey, if you got his phone number, hit him up. I think I got his phone number too, Prophet. So let me mute myself. I just send him an email, but let me see if I got his phone number. I believe I got his phone number. Hang on.
I see Big J Triple X out there. Goddamn, you always talking that debate shit, Big J. Tonight's the night, brother. Get on up here and debate something. I'll see you in the chat room. And what's this shit I'm reading in here? It appears B1 won't be coming on back on here according to the leaders because they believe the host is anti-black. 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 Wow. I've been accused of being a lot of shit. Never anti-black though. Wow. Anti-black. Wow. That's quite the accusation. That's quite the accusation. Do y'all believe I'm anti-black? Do y'all believe that? Do y'all believe that I am anti-black? And even if I was, right? Okay. Even if I was anti-black, what does any of that have to do with what I do here on Wednesday nights? And far as anti-black goes, I mean, I can think of a lot of people who are way more anti-black than me. I mean, see, y'all shouldn't have wrote that shit in my chat room, okay? Because number one, there's Mr. Research. Mr.
Hello,
Research,
hello,
what's
hello.
good with it, man?
Yeah, man, late in the building, but I'm here.
What's going on with you, man? Yeah, you here. All right, we gonna get on, we're gonna jump on as soon as Amiri come through, I guess. But I gotta address this shit that I'm seeing in my chat room because I've been accused of being anti-black. Let me tell you about
How is that?
anti-black. I don't know, but this is the thing. I'll probably do more for black folks than the average person does. Okay. I've invested a lot of money into black causes to the tune of about $35,000 to be exact. Also, all I hire is black people in my business. That's it. Anybody who know me from the Queen City can vouch. All I've ever hired was black brothers. Never white folks, never Latino folks, Asian folks, nothing. So when people talk that, oh, you're anti-black shit, I tell you what you do. You want to see how anti-black I am? You come to the motherfucking Queen City and hang out with me for a couple days. Then you ask yourself again, am I anti-black? That's all. I mean, because like I said, I've been accused of a lot of shit, but being anti-black, that's absurd.
Can I also add and help out on that? You know what's really crazy is, and this goes to M.O.T's proven track record, which is what you just basically said. We got a lot of cats who ain't helping no brothers whatsoever.
Nope.
Yet they're quick to say coon. They're quick to say simp. These are words that were taught to them by master on the plantation. Don't sit up here and connect with that brother. Connect with information man. Find out what he's doing. How can I get a better camera? Don't sit up here and connect with a prophet. Don't connect. Tease them. Ridicule them.
Mm-hmm.
This is why I say a lot of times, man, we're more Ku Klux Klan than the white man is now.
Usually. And like I said, I mean, it doesn't really bother me that that's been said about me because I've heard that shit before.
But it's not nothing a man should be saying to you.
Yeah, it's nothing that I haven't heard before. I haven't. It's nothing that I haven't heard before. But see, people don't know me in my real life. Well, people like Q Butter know me in real life. So, people like that, they know me, they've met me, they see what I do, they see how I operate. He knows how I operate when I go to New York because I actually go and I visit his institute and I have worked hand in hand with the children of that institute, helping them do shit, explaining shit to them. I'm actually slated to go back up there. When I come up there, I'm going to be doing a demonstration for the kids, giving them a little lesson on internal combustion theory and mechanical theory when I go back up there again. So, for people to for people to say that I'm anti-black, I mean, these are people who obviously don't know me. Yeah, they don't know me. They don't know me. I tell you what, you come to the Queen City. Come to the Queen City and ask about me. Ask about what I do. Ask about what my wife does. Ask about who I hire, who I deal with in my business, who are the people who I put at the top of the list when it comes to contract completion. You come and you ask some of them questions, and then you ask yourself again, am I anti-black? That's all I can say. All I can say. So, you know.
You know what? Here's the
there
thing.
it is. But this is YouTube, so.
Well, you know, this is the thing, and it goes to what you just said. What are we trying to do as people over 30? Tease, ridicule, insult. You know why we spend so much time doing that? Because we're dragging the lower level people along with us. The lower level people are afraid to go be supervisors at their job. Been there 20 years. Ain't even tried out for assistant manager. But the Pakistani dude that just got here 4 months ago is now his boss. And he mad about it. Why you mad? You've been there 5 years. You could have been applied for this 2-3 times, got rejected 2 or 3 times, and got the position on the 4th time. But now that the Pakistani dude made manager, what's his first thing? And this goes to our debate today. What's his first thing? To pull more of his people in. And we just sit there and get mad. That ain't right. You know what, Leroy? You're right. It ain't right. Sanji is going to be coming here to work. Why don't you train him?
Yeah. I mean, it's just crazy to me because, you know, I mean, if you got a problem with me, you know where my platform is. You have, everybody has my email. You can, you know, do all that shit. But, you know, I've been through this shit before, man. You know, this ain't the first time I've been through this shit on YouTube. You know, I've been on YouTube long enough. That, you know, you always gonna have this kind of shit, you know, where people got all this shit to say about you, but they won't say it to you. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm the type motherfucker, I'm easily accessible. A lot of people on YouTube, they have my phone number. Okay. A lot of motherfuckers on YouTube got my personal cell phone number. They can call me anytime. They call me anytime and discuss anything, you know. But you know, just make a blatant accusation like that, that's bullshit. I mean, you can call me anything. You can call me ugly, you can call me brash, you can call me rude, you can call me a male chauvinist, you can call me a simp if you want to. But to say that I'm anti-black, me of all people, anti-black, and that's based on what? Based on what? Exactly. Based on what? So when you level an accusation like that, you need to come with some proof of that shit. And you need to bring that proof to me. Okay? Because anything I've said, I will stand behind it. I will fucking stand behind it. And I will tell you why I said it. But to just throw a blatant fucking accusation at a motherfucker like that, man, that's just crazy, man. That doesn't even make any sense to me. But, you know, like I said, I've been through this shit before on YouTube. I've been through this shit, man. You're always going to go through this kind of shit, man, when you're dealing with YouTube, man. And me, I stay away from that kind of nonsense because, see, I'm not for the beeping and the back and forth and all that, man. Go ahead with that shit. I'm a grandfather. I don't got time for that kind of shit. All right? I'm too old. I work too hard. All right? Yeah, I work too hard. I worked too hard throughout a damn day to come up here at night and argue with Negroes over silly shit. I mean, that's not something that I'm going to do. You can't find me doing that nowhere. I mean, you want to have a conversation with me, that's different. But I'm not going to be arguing back and forth with people, man, and doing all kind of bullshit, man. Man, fuck that shit. That ain't trying to do. And see me, I don't talk shit about people. That's something I don't do. You can't find nowhere when I'm talking shit. I name somebody and say some shit about them. You can't find that. You can dig and dig and dig. You will not find that. I don't go on other people's panels and talk shit about folks. I don't, talk shit about people behind their backs and all that kind of nonsense. Like, man, get the fuck out of here with that shit, man. Go ahead with that shit. Because I consider myself to be a fucking adult. And I don't think that that's what adults should do. All right? So I don't do it. If other motherfuckers want to do it, go right ahead.
Well, too many of our males are older dudes with boy mentalities. And they don't want to be warriors because a warrior don't really have time to deal with gossip. Like you said, a warrior brings it straight to you. Hey, check this out, X. Da 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 da. It happened on this date. Oh no, brother, you misunderstand. What happened? It was da 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 da, and you must have got that from Julie, because Julie got this type of feeling about me. Oh, okay, now it makes sense, brother. See, and now it's over with. That's how warriors handle it, because a lot of times black people be misconstruing what they heard and using that woman philosophy on speaking on something you just heard without sourcing it.
Yeah. I mean, but like I said, man, this is YouTube, man. And, man, listen, brother, research, like I said, man, I work too goddamn hard throughout a damn day, all right, to be up here arguing with folks and, man, learn about a bunch of nonsense, man. Screw that. I mean, my season done just picked up, man, so y'all may not even see me but one night a week, the way it's looking. So, yeah, the way it's looking, the way it's looking, I mean, y'all may only see me like one night a week, man, with my anti-black self. I got to be out doing my anti-black shit, 10, 12 hours a day. So y'all may not see my anti-black ass up here, boy, but one day out of a week.
Hey, but let me ask this question, because I know on YouTube people throw out a lot of different words. They drag nat people into this generalized statements. Let's define what is considered being anti-black. Because you can say, okay, is anti-black if you're critical of black people? Because let's be honest, black people are the most critical of black people more than anybody. We talk more than a little bit of shit about ourselves, no matter what your station in life is, whether you're the president, you're the supervisor. We talk a lot of shit about one another. I mean, most of the beef that you see on YouTube is not brothers and sisters beefing with white people and going back and forth with them. It's them beefing with other black people. So you got to ask yourself, if you're going to bring up the issue of anti-black, isn't that sort of anti-black when you've got black people constantly beefing with each other, having all these critiques with each other, all trying to define one another constantly? I mean, one can say that that's kind of being anti towards yourself and kind.
This is how I define.
Well, this is the thing, brother Info. Go ahead, brother Research. Go ahead.
This is how I define anti-black. Anti-black is not criticizing. Anti-black is not challenging on a theory or topic. Anti-black is when you use your black face to champion other cultures' talking points against black folks. Let me give you an example. You look at Candace Owens. Candace Owens, when you look at her wedding she had one black friend at her entire wedding. Okay. So that's telling me that as much as you get on these platforms and use your black face to talk about what black folks should be doing or how black folk, you don't have an allegiance in your personal or business life with black people. Your whole agenda is to use your black face to talk negative or division amongst blacks. If you had a white man who was talking black unity, I would not classify him as anti-black. I would classify him as a black person. I mean, as a white person talking unity about blacks. But to suggest something being anti-black is when people spend their whole time trying to talk about, well, information man, you and X man, you know, X probably thinking this and X probably thinking that, and information man. See, all that's division. That's not critique. That's just trying to plant the eggs of division. So anti-black, as I have seen it, and I say it all the time, is when people are using their black face to try to bring division. One more thing. Let me use women. When a woman calls another woman a pick me, I thought it was about sisterhood. Why would you attack another woman? Because she's doing something you don't like? No, because she's in love with information man. Wait. So your logic is you're going to be an anti-black and attack another black person with the source of because her personal life is in love with information man. That's anti-black to me. It's creating division. But I share the mic on that.
But
Well,
see, the only way you can get anti-black is, I've been saying this, I don't personally think that black people really like each other. And because we really have a self-hate for each other, because we don't like ourselves, and that is part of the cultural conditioning of growing up in this society we call America, the way we have been depicted throughout history, and how we have been going against each other when it comes to colorism and all these other things. It all plays into our psyche, in which we project this onto each other, that which we hate in ourselves. Now I'll stop right there.
Well, see, all of that would be well and good, what you just said and what Brother Research just said. But we know on goddamn YouTube, anti-black is whatever the person who's calling you anti-black says it is.
Yeah, correct.
That's what anti-black is. Whatever the hell they is. All right, which means it's subjective to change at any given time when it fits a particular person's narrative. Okay, people will throw that shit at you and don't even know anything about you. Cause I mean, I'll say again, I mean, if you say that shit about me, boy, you don't know me. You do not know me, boy. Because let me tell you something, boy, I'm looking out for black folks even when I don't want to. You understand? Even when I don't feel like it, I'm looking out for black folks. All right. And anybody who knows me from the Queen City knows that about me. So, I mean, the whole calling me anti-black shit is just bullshit. I can't even believe my goddamn debate night devolved into this, where I'm actually discussing anti-blackness.
But see, you're looking at the anti-black from the standpoint of people who can't debate their actual side of the argument, to which they have to bring something to the table. So the people with no track record, of course they don't want to debate. They have to point inside or outside to any type of track record that they have to bring to the table to even talk about it. So what they do is they camp out at the bottom where we don't need people at, trying to represent those people and hide behind those numbers. Well, we should be hiding behind the numbers of people who've actually done right and correct. The thing is that these people are not even allowed to be part of the pro-black conversation because they don't have a track record. We allow people to be part of the pro-black conversation with merely intentions, just to have numbers, and we kind of sided with or against people with the actual track record, so that way we can please everybody. You have to understand, once you're pro something, you're pro the results and the outcome of something. Just because you're pro NFL outcomes and everything, the jersey sales are quite different from New England versus like the Cleveland Browns. You have to be pro a winning track record. You can't just be pro because you're on the team, because there's 32 teams. And if you're at the bottom, you actually contribute less revenue than somebody at the top, despite what city that you're in. So what we have allowed to happen is we didn't kick the people out of the conversation who claim to be pro-black, because we never allowed a track record to be a part of the actual system, because we keep trying to loop everybody into this mythical community that's not there. there's more of a community of people who's trying to stop change and actually people who want progress. And we keep trying to move this conversation forward without addressing that singular issue. And that's the issue and the reason why we keep having this particular problem. I go to other cultures, they already have it. They're like separate. People who actually have these same mind states need to separate from people who don't. We was a
Yeah.
separatist Christian colony. I don't believe in Christianity, but I can tell you this: the way I was raised worked. I was not socialized into thinking most people within this culture today should be dealt with on a business level or even on the personal level. I don't have to second guess or think twice about that, thanks to the way that I was raised. But I would
Yeah.
gladly rebuild a black church tomorrow if we can create more of me the way that I was created. And even though I am an atheist, I think that's probably the best way to go. As long as we have some clear and consistent results for black people across the board, so long as they follow a certain track record to get in, I think that's the best way we can actually do things and move forward.
Yeah, so I mean, we've spent enough time on this freaking BS. So are we gonna go ahead and have an anti-black debate up on here or what? I
Sure.
see I see y'all go ahead. If you what topic do y'all wanna throw down on? Because it don't look like brother Miri is gonna show up.
No, that's fine.
So,
I mean,
so
we can debate like the best way to move forward is black men along this line of hiring other brothers. I mean, we could still do the same debate. We could just change it up a little bit because I don't
Okay.
think most people possess the minimum level of brotherhood to even be trusted within a black environment. I went through that.
So how's that square with you, brother Research? What you think?
Well, I'm still confused. What is our topic?
We were supposed to be debating brothers hiring brothers. Would that end brothers problems?
Okay,
If
we
brothers
still,
hire other brothers, would
we
that
still doing that, or we got a different version?
Brother M.O.T.
I don't think hiring other brothers will actually solve the problem. I don't think that is. I mean, I think that hiring other brothers is like a 25-year goal after we get this family stabilized. I don't think that's something that you can start off doing.
Okay.
A person who's tried to hire too many people who've been screwed over by it's you have to be able to track the track record of being raised under a specific system before that can be able to work. This is why this work in other cultures are not really ours. So.
Okay, let's go ahead and do that then. Yeah, let's
All right.
let's do.
All right. Well, let's do it. Let me go ahead and explain the rules for those of you who do not know them. We start off with 7-minute opening statements, right? For each debater, the person for the argument goes second, the person against the argument goes first. 7-minute opening statements. Then after that, we have 5-minute rebuttal rounds. Each person gets 5 minutes to speak their piece. We do that for about an hour. We take a little break, then we come back and we do something called rapid fire. There won't be any clock. The brothers get to engage directly. We do that for a little while, and then we do closing statements. And if the brothers have time, we take some questions from the chat room. That's how we do it here. All right.
Okay.
So I believe
Can we speed
Huh?
up? Can we increase the speed on our process? Because I got about an hour. I got to go to salsa class. So
okay. Okay. All right. So you want to?
we just disagree on process.
I can work
We can be able to do.
Yeah, because me and you are very cut to the chase, M.O.T. So we're gonna we're gonna throw our power punches and haymakers and uppercuts first.
Okay, well, let's do this. Let's do 5-minute opening statements, and after opening statements, how about we go right to rapid fire?
There we go.
How about that? All right, so M.O.T. is against, so he'll be going first. Timekeeper, can I get 5 minutes on the clock, please?
Yeah, I got it set up. Just go ahead, M.O.T., when you're ready.
Ready?
M.O.T., you up?
All right, thanks for having me on. Peace to the chat and the panel and everybody else. I think that the conversations that we have in toward brotherhood is something that we're trying to have a generation after we have established order. within society. We have to have an established order in society before we can actually be able to think about all these other things after that. Me, I was raised in a Christian colony, a fundamentalist, you know, Christian situation. I'm not part of it anymore, but I do respect how I was raised. And we was raised with actual brotherhood. And the people who was not part of the actual brotherhood, there was no sisterhood or anything like that. So the people who actually made it through the actual process were actually fine. And the people who didn't, they were shipped off to another city. So that way they could have their own separate results that was not associated with the track record of the actual family. For me personally, I think that we need to garner the mind state of creating a different, stable family first before we start worrying about these other things to correct the brotherhood problem. Every other culture here, from the Japanese, from the Irish, the Italians, the Germans, the first generation of people here, they had to get within the system or high enough within the federal government in their own generation before they decided to hire other people and help them in their generation. I think that we haven't really done the actual work on the ground before we can start thinking about the actual results of that work. I truly think that we're having a conversation that's far ahead of us because a lot of people haven't done the primary work, but there's a lot of people who expect the results of everybody else's work that they've done in their own personal life. I understand this may leave a lot of people out, but it does come into question the people who have done the work and where they're supposed to spend their actual gains at. I think that our time should be based on restoring order, restoring family unity, no matter how it looks or what culture you have to go to have it. Because I think that the black people is a mind state, not really a skin color. Because we have spent way too much time on skin color and have not really agreed with the actual ideas as people when it comes to quality control of family creation. This is why we got the actual outcomes that we have right now is because we was willing to have a fat black family because of color, but we was not willing to have a black family because of ideas. Black History Month is just over. If you look at the people who represent the most of black culture today, they do not represent most of the people who are celebrated during Black History Month. I want to get back to the actual family creation portion and actual black excellence so that way we can be able to move forward as black acting people versus black looking people. And that's my opening statement, Mr. Research.
Okay. Let's stop right there. So M.O.T, you still had a minute and 37 on the clock. Do you have anything else you want to add before we bring it over?
Get it over to Mr. Research if you want to take it. If not, you can just go this 5 minutes.
And if I'm short, on my time, give it to M.O.T.
Okay, well, go ahead, brother. You're on the clock. Right. Let us know. You ready?
Okay.
You are.
Well, here's the thing. Mr. Information Man, if he goes over, that's when you use the minute 37.
Okay, well, you still have a minute 37. If he goes over, we'll give it to Mr. Research. You're exactly right, brother. So Mr. Research,
okay, right. Yeah, well, you can give it. Hold on a second. You can give it to him if he concedes his time. If he concedes his time to him,
you can want to go to him if he
okay, so
that's just what took place. That's what took place. So Mr. Research, you are now on the clock with 5 minutes when you're ready, and you can get the additional 137 if you need it. Okay.
All right. Not needed.
Yep.
All right, let's go.
So, Vanglorious, here we are again. Let's go into why we're here. We're here because we want solutions. We here because people are not coming with alternatives in their talking points. So why are we having this discussion? Because the best of us on Black YouTube are now present. You see, a lot of you guys want to hear actual conversation that benefits you on Monday morning, not these circular arguments. And today we're here to do that. We're going to talk about this solution that pushes us forward. And I'm going against an opponent who actually actually can present a well thought out piece of argument, something I can dig into and dissect, going into the skin color points, the family points, all that's going to be discussed. But what I'm going to talk about is the greatest thing we can do, which is come Monday morning. Not something that's down the road, come Monday morning. And I can see my time.
All right. Well, we going
So,
right into rapid. We going right into rapid fire. They want to go
Okay.
right into rapid fire. So have
Okay.
at it. Go ahead, brother M.O.T. You up?
All right, so Mr. Research, what type of things did you have in place, or would like to discuss that a way to move this conversation forward from actual dating to moving towards actual family creation, skill attainment, or anything else? Because so far, I seem to be doing a Herculean job by myself, but I'm really not really helped out by any of the pro blacks or anybody else who claim that they want actual better black outcomes. I mean, I think that we need, well, I'm doing my job as new leadership, is kicking out the old leadership, pointing out what the old leadership have done wrong, and then moving forward. So, why is it so hard for people to give up their old spot within the new place that they want black people to go?
So I look at why is it hard? Okay. Let me answer it this way. When I was on the top of Black YouTube, I never got arrogant about it because I never had it dictate my life. So I'm answering your question. When I was on the top of YouTube, I brought people up. This is when O'Shea had a small channel, BGS was an unknown, all that. And even when I had a smaller channel, and Information Man knows this. Hey, come on, brother. Come on to the channel, start speaking. Okay. He blew up bigger than me. So what? To answer your question, there are some of us who are humble in not really caring if other people shine and other people make it. But then there are some of us who are addicted to pats on the back because they ain't never had it in real life. I'm doing a lot of preaching past that collection plate, and y'all go ahead and donate. See, a lot of people, Mr. M.O.T, love that pat on the back because they don't get it in real life. And the answer to your question in finality is we who are warriors want you to go be the warlord of Sussex, want you to go be the warlord of Liberia, because then we can reinvent ourselves as a secondary or third warrior and keep it moving. But jealousy comes into play when dudes who have testicles start acting like they got clits. That's really what the problem is. And we don't have enough warriors in this space. We don't have enough intellectual people who don't mind being critiqued. Please critique Mr. Research so I can give you a rebuttal. But if you don't like my rebuttal, don't call me names, because that's what women do. So that's why is that you were able to go in and see the weakness of a group, and you poured gasoline down their throats and made them swallow a match. And now that they hot boys, they want to still be on the block. And you telling them, no, that ain't why I set you on fire. I set you on fire to go do this over here. So that's my way of answering that question, sir. And in rebuttal, let me ask you this question. Hey, look, why is it that the focus can't be on the family creation as much as it is controlling these vaginas out here? Because the reality is, if males get to the point where, like you say through your own words, that their family thought process, and I'm saying even without a woman, you and your son, you and your daughter, shouldn't that be the main focus, Mr. M.O.T, rather than I gotta make this girl obey? She got to give me BJs on command. It seems like that's 70% of the talk. And until you came in and recreated that weak, dying branch, they had no substance. But that's aside. I don't want to go down that lane. But the reality, my question again is, shouldn't it be all about family creation? You, your son, your daughter, but it seems like it's all about controlling this chick for free BJs. What are your answers, sir?
I mean, my answer is that if a certain person is not cultured to receive the results of a productive guy within society that wants to compete, then there's no reason to be dealing with those people at all, no matter who they are or how they look. Like I said, I was taught from the mind frame, but I didn't know that there was this many people broken outside of the way that I was raised. Yes, that there was people broken inside the actual society to which I was raised, but I didn't know that once I had to go out into the actual world, outside an environment, that there were so many people versus the actual people like me who actually cared about results. Like, there's nothing wrong with the way that I think or the way that I operate. The way that I operate is pro black. But I see pro black as an exclusive group. Other people see pro black as an inclusive group. And once you start to include people who normally don't belong there, based on their track record that they bring to the table, there's nothing wrong with making them serve additional time outside the group to make them prove who they are. So at the end of the day, we were never surrounded by people this many who did not have the particular things that they needed in society in order to move forth as people. I just never been around this many people on average. There was mostly 20% on average in the families that I grew up around. It's more like 80% of families on the outside of the way I grew up. And most people would look at me and they would say, aren't you being elitist? I'm like, well, there's people out here with no results who claim they're a sexual elitist. So am I to forget their level of elitism that actually puts me down because I actually have results and not the appeal to the actual gynocratic system while I let them be superior in their own right? Or am I to assert my right because I actually got a track record and they actually don't? So what I don't plan on doing is growing their numbers. In any type of war, you have to be able to stop their numbers from growing. The first thing. This is why I want men to focus on male agency versus female validation. Female validation is diametrically opposed to male agency because with male agency, men will take care of the family because this is the family structure all around the world. But raising women to a status to where their irresponsibility is backed up by the government, along with the irresponsible men that they choose, is no way of formulating an actual family structure that is meant to work and that is meant to last the test of time. So I'm just saying we need to be able to focus on things that are different and just put the productive man first. And guess what? If the feminine women want to work with us, they'll be able to have a spot. But most of the people who did it wrong, I'm not worried about their spots. So that's the way I look at that particular situation.
This is why I go into this thing of if black men would only hire black men, which is our topic. Black men, number one problem in everything that everyone talks about, lack of financial dollars to compete. I remember when me and Information Man was talking about a personal situation and it was screwed up, but there was financial dollars to fight. And because there was financial dollars to fight, it wasn't as worse as it would have been if we're just trying to plead on the mercy of individuals. We got to get to the point as men to where we're pulling the right candidates into positions. I ain't talking about somebody just because they black. I'll give you points on that. It is exclusive, not inclusive. Said that years ago. But we have to get the best of us into these conversations and into these positions because for me, your argument on the improvement piece is so time consuming because a lot of dudes hate killing dragons. A lot of dudes hate wrestling grizzly bears. A lot of dudes hate dominating their problems, which is what I'm saying. And I think yours takes too much time. Monday morning, dudes need to be pulling dudes who are of value into great situations. They'll be able to take those dollars and go open. Like I was just talking to a lady who owns a Taco Bell, and she said, "Well, it's about $2 million for a Taco Bell right now." Look, if I go in with 8 partners, we'll separate that 8 ways, and now we'll hire the young black men from the nearby college that we want to hire, and we'll run a 24-hour Taco Bell when nobody else is doing that. See, my thing is we have to get to the money part of it, Mr. M.O.T, because dudes are living broke. I'm always doing videos of homeless dudes. I'm always doing videos of dudes that's talking a lot, but they can't make it. You and I know that we have to dominate on the business level. I just find that your situation is very time consuming, trying to empower these dudes to be warriors when they're scared of holding a sword in the first place.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. The reason why it was time consuming, it was meant to be for a purpose. I would rather have fewer numbers of people who are actually principled so that way we can accomplish things quickly rather than just have numbers for the sake of numbers. I mean, where we were, people were willing to have numbers within the church where we were, and those numbers were people who were undisciplined. So when you're wanting to have the numbers of people to get started without the prerequisite of actual vetting to actually be a part of something that's great, they actually bring all of their own things to the table. So if you bring a lot of numbers and you can't really get started how you need to get started, you're actually making far less progress than you do taking the more time consuming route in one generation in order to bring things up. You have to look at the Chinese, the Japanese, and everybody else. Most of those people worked in stores for people, worked 20, 30 years before they got ownership of the store, had kids later on. Those kids were very good in school. We don't have the actual underpinning beneath the society in order to be able to create that, especially when you got the men and women within the same environment competing for the new men and women that are inside of the environment. I understand it is time consuming, but building a strong foundation is supposed to be time consuming. Most people got 20, 30, 50, maybe 200 years of foundation that it took a very long time for them to create beneath them before they're able to come to prominence within our country right now. We're merely trying to skip that long step of foundation and skip to the actual results that everybody else have, knowing full well that most people here will do anything to skip a step. They're not trying to create a principled actual outcome. They're actually trying to create outcomes for self. They may act like they're in it for a group, but at the end of the day, we know what they're here for, and it's not for the group, it's for individuals. Because within this black space, as long as you up to some huckster class no good, you have free reign with actually no criticism being pointed toward you versus the people who you're trying to create, what your actual track record is, and what your intentions are. It's only the people who actually have track records who get actually criticized within this space by being more exclusive, while the people who have the actual problems in society that they bring with us are more inclusive. So now we have too many numbers on hand to where we actually cannot move forward because we got so many people out here who do not want to move forward unless they bring cousin Jackie and all these people with them. When everybody is so worried about what's going on extensive to their household, nobody is actually worried about what's going on inside the household. We was taught that community is everybody else who can actually benefit from our works rather than it being an individual action of actual dominance that could really help out the group. But nobody wants to help the group in whole in general. Everybody just want to benefit from the whole in general. So you have too many people who want to benefit from the insurance policy and not enough people who want to pay the insurance policy. That's why we are where we are. Most of these people cannot be trusted to do anything within this environment because as soon as you put a woman within their face, something that they've been starved of throughout their entire life because of the culture that we're in, they're going to be misdirected and be thrown off course by the same people who want to retire early from their actual life experiences of being out on the field way too long. This is why I say we need to separate people from people and give people an actual society that they actually acclimate to. You can't have or divide the most productive among the least productive. You have to divide the best outcomes with the best outcomes because that's not what we create on average is the best outcomes. So there's a lot more people here who need help than actual people who need a decent shot.
Well, this is what I said to you when you used to come on my show, is that the great separation has started. You just gave it a better definition, but the great separation has started. It's classism all over again. I told people when I hung out in Bangladesh back in 92 and took that long bus ride up through Laos, long hot bus ride through Laos, and then ended up on the other side of Hong Kong in Fujian, China. This is what was happening. It was a separation. It was people who was trying to do versus people who were doing just enough versus people who had just said, you know what, I'll just be a servant. And that's what I got, that mentality. I got to see people who was like, you know what, wow, I ain't trying to do nothing. And this is what the problem is. So this is why I say it all comes down to money and hiring each other. Because in China, I looked at people who hired their religious culture first. People who hired the Buddhists hired the Buddhists, the Christians hired the Christians, and the atheist people hired the atheist people. They really didn't intermingle with each other like that. When I went over to Japan, it was segregated to which island you was on. And that's when my friends taught me about, you got to look at how people's faces are shaped. What are you talking about? Now, mind you, this is in Japan. And I was like, what do you mean faces set? He said, there's the triangle face people, there's the round face people, and then there's the daughters and sons of samurai. Huh? Yeah, look at their waist. Look at how they walk with their legs separated. That you could tell their father. And I start looking at those particulars. And those people start protecting each other. And this is what we need to do as Black folks. And this is why even in chat room, a lot of Black people can't understand this conversation we're having, because this is a power conversation. This is making moves. This is us deciding, hey, look, check this out. I'm going to pick this guy over here. You pick that guy over there. Who's left? Okay, I'm going to pick this guy over here. We're developing teams now. And the only way this Black power is going to move is if the brothers TPOT can be protected, and the brother information man can be protected, and the M.O.Ts can be protected. But guess what? Every time they go do business, they need to see a Black male face. M.O.T. That's my issue. They need to be sitting up here conversing with another Black man across the table, working out these contracts. And the only way that can happen, if we convince these sons, hey, look, you need to get in that assistant manager program. You need to get in that manager program. If you can be responsible for product, people, and overtime, cut that down, then I can move you over here to take care of TPO's business. You feel me? Now he can go to sleep. But he can't do
that. Research, like you're still lending credibility based on skin color, rather than people prove their worth through an actual track record. You're merely lending credibility and giving people hope that somebody is going to be able to pull them in. Like other societies and cultures, there are cultural consequences when you don't adhere to a certain social norm. It's actually rewarded within Black America whenever you take advantage of somebody who's actually productive in society versus somebody who isn't. There's a whole culture associated with that. Go ahead.
Let me give this pushback. So you said I'm still not looking at that. Okay. The problem is we're so damaged as a people, we don't know the diamonds that are underneath that black rock of coal. We don't know if this person has the potential, if he go work with Information Man and learn how to do camera work and learn how to do some psychology, this brother might be better than Information Man. So if we limit it only to how this person has developed themselves on their own, we potentially lose our best people with the perceived people who we think got it. Sometimes, man, it's that person that needs a shot in there. Go ahead, M.O.T.
But you have to understand that giving too many shots over and over again leave the person battle weary and hardened. If the people are not going to pick better actual spouses and mates in order to have kids with, you are merely as a productive individual correcting the problems that have not been corrected by the person actually picking an actual mate to have a child. So you're correcting the actual circumstance that the child has been raised in by giving them a chance on your team. This is why I say mind frame, regardless of how the person looks, is the best way to protect your ideals. If you look at the Muslim faith, everybody isn't dark skinned who practice the Muslim faith. But at the end of the day, if you were to uphold the ideas of the actual Muslim faith, you're allowed to stay regardless of how you look. What we have to do is we have to move from this actual idea of skin color relevance and make people put something in the game according to their actual family tree and line. I understand that we could be skipping over diamonds in the rough, but we actually are not developing the gold that we can clearly develop within our actual state with the actual family creation process. The way you're actually doing is making the most productive people work through other people's shortcomings. When I would rather pick from a better group or stock of people who actually done it right and who actually want to bring something to this table to actually have a future. The actually chances that I'm saying it takes a long time, but it's a sure bet. We can look around at other cultures who've actually done it right and look at their actual results and be like, this is where we want to be. Because trying to protect people because they are simply black later on, there is no track record and there's no history out here to actually say that's a good idea other than just promising people stuff that they're not worth. I understand that even at some point in time, somebody would have thought me as being a throwaway kid. But at the end of the day, I still had to rise to the occasion. I had to produce in order to gain my stay, in order to get everything that I'm worth. I understand that people need a chance, but at the end of the day, the chances outweigh the actual benefit at this point, especially if people are not going to create their family in a productive manner so that way we can have better things.
This is my pushback on that. I got to protect this black image. I can't forego seeing the black excellence perform. Let me go to your greatest part of your argument tonight, the better track record. Lance Bottoms is now the mayor of Atlanta. According to track record and what's documented about her, would have been a great mayor, great judge, great everything. But she lost the entire Atlanta airport. No other mayor did that. She lost the entire Atlanta airport. Now it's going to be privatized. Now white folks going to take it over. And all that money and revenue is out of the hands of Atlanta. That is my evidence of the track record ain't just it. You have to do the vetting part, which we both agree. You got to do the vetting part. And through the vetting part, you can also use with those who have not developed as of yet. I concede that time. Go ahead.
Brothers, let me interject here for just a moment. I'm going to give you an example of something. I interviewed a young man on my channel by the name of Jazz. He works in tech and computers, and he's also getting his own business off the ground. That he manages $1 million accounts for a company that he's involved with, but he's also been working on his own personal business that he's got off the ground. that he's trying to move forward with. One of the reasons that one of the things that he said that he feels was the moving point in his life is that he got mentorship from my organization. He had black men that came into his life and steered him in a direction. He saw black men that were professionals, and that had a profound impact on him. He's my fraternity brother, but it was my organization that actually nurtured him as a young man. And he admitted that because of that, it has propelled him to be moving forward in great success, not only working for a company handling $1 million accounts, but now springboarding into creating his own tech business. And he's highly involved in a program that they have in Oakland called Afro Tech, which they have every year. I just wanted to put that anecdote out there because that's an example of how sometimes these kids that we think are throwaway in these communities are diamonds in the rough and can do great things. I just want to add that I do agree, M.O.T, that we do need to strive for the best. We need to strive for our communities that are stable. But I think at the same time, if no one else, who else to improve these things but black men? We can't rely on white men. And when we make comparisons with other ethnic groups, we must keep in mind the difference between those ethnic groups and us as black people in America is that one, those ethnic groups never had their language. They never had their culture butchered in a way we have historically. And because of that, they were able to maintain their cultural institutions and their own community and think as a collective whole for the betterment of, whereas black people, we didn't come over here with a lot of our culture and language intact. So therefore, we're starting off from trying to rebuild something that was already destroyed before we even got started. So those are things to keep in mind as you brothers debate.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like the United States military is not trying to have a white supremacist dominated system, even though that's the way it operates. It uses every single person, no matter who they are, to come to their actual needs. So at the end of the day, I still want to work with the best of the best people.
Okay.
Because at the end of the day, I was taught, because we went through this as people, there's no excuse for you to depend on others. You have to rise to the occasion because of the experience that we had in the past. And you can't keep waiting on other people to give you a chance. You have to have workable circumstances in order to work with. You can't come the average black man who needs real help and come with some fix-it Jesus stuff and then try to put it on the black men to turn you into a diamond in the rough. At the end of the day, this is still about family creation. And if we're not going to fix the problem with who these women actually lie down with and have kids with, we're merely trying to fix their problem later on in the process. And I would rather have control over my household and the culture than to have a certain hue of color over the culture. I'd rather have control so that way we can move forward as people and actually do things that make sense. I understand what you're saying, but at the end of the day, these people should have been told or should have had at a certain period of time that you are not to be wasting all the chances that you got, because there are going to be people out there who's not going to waste their additional chances on others. That's where I'm at. I've already been through this stuff for the past 10, 15 years. I probably should have been far over $300 million in the bank by now. But taking chances on people within my culture is really netting me a loss. I'm talking about this through a system of actual experience. And if I had been dealing with people who've been raised under a bit different culture based on the people who they chose for actual mates, I would be able to find better employees on average within black space, but I can't. I have to go to other cultures to find other people to do my bidding so that way I could be able to maintain where I'm at. So we're clearly still trying to act like we got these level of black people who can be worked with around us when they clearly don't exist, and we have to act like they exist until something happens to where you're now taking yet another downfall because of you giving too much trust in the actual idea that you should be trusting these people when you should be going clearly off of their track record.
But see, my thing is
M.O.T.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. I was gonna the same question to the same statement to you too, Mr. Research.
Here's my answer. We're already living that example that Mr. M.O.T. has stated, the Senator Palpatine example. I'm rolling with people who are already in a state of being a warrior. But the problem is we always have to, even Palpatine had to go find new blood at some point in time. Because to M.O.T.'s point, he want to deal with the people who are producing. Yes. And now those people who are before us have fallen in love with only dealing with the people who are producing. And the whole entire thing is going to crap. Going to Mr. Information Man's point, this is why I call it flag culture. Everybody else has a flag culture. Their great grandma is from Italy. Other grandfather is from Liberia. Other grandfather is from Grenada. They got some place to connect to, even if they've never even been there. But the descendant of slave Holocaust people, the people who have weathered through the Holocaust of slavery, the only flag they know is South Carolina, North Carolina, Texas. That's all they can run to, somewhere within the American structure. And what I'm saying is the most powerful thing we can do, the most powerful thing is to seek out those diamonds in the rough, Mr. Information Man, going to your question, and give them the opportunity to come in and surpass what we're doing. But if we don't create that commonality, now look, somebody's going to create it at some point in time. Because as I said, the great separation is here. So somebody, even to M.O.T's point, somebody's going to create a black culture within this United States that people are going to flock to. I remember when Wesley Snipes created his culture. It was blossoming until the tax people came and got him. People had moved out to that land. They had their own culture, their own rules. Everybody knew martial arts. Everybody knew weapons. But then the tax people came. And if it wasn't for the tax people, you got probably a lot of people that would have moved out to where that guy is. So, yeah, it's going to happen because the great separation is happening. Because, but we got to look for these diamonds in the rough because our black women have decided, not all of them, but most of them, we ain't going to help black men the way they helped us get jobs. We going to block black men. We just not going to help. Even if we don't purposely block them, we just not going to help. Black women have forgot that the white woman didn't even want them working in the office with them. Black women have forgot that they were called domestic workers. They were not allowed to have these positions. It was those nice black men who helped them. But now has come the time, in my judgment, and I got 6 minutes before I got to get out of here, you guys, but my judgment is, hey, look, if we pull these brothers up, then we can succeed. And shout out to Nick. If you want to take my place, Nick, shout out to Prophet, man, and get up here, man, because I got to bounce out.
All right, cool. Well, all right, man. Well, thanks again for the good talk, man.
Yeah, appreciate it, Mr. Research, man. I got to get you up here, man, for a real debate, man. I the shit ain't working, man. The logistics don't be working out up here, man. But we going to make it happen, all right?
I do apologize. And we got to get you on our show for this married man thing we're going to do on Monday.
Well, I'm doing a marriage show tomorrow.
Okay. I'm going to send a couple of my guys over.
Yeah, absolutely. What time are you talking about? I mean, are you talking about nighttime or what time are you talking about? Because I've been getting your... Yeah, I've been getting your emails, but they've been coming through kind of early. I mean, by the time I see them, man, it's like 4 and 5 hours later. So, you know, anything you want to do at nighttime, I'm with it. All right.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
Oh, absolutely, man. We supposed to have Gab Talk on and Brother Art and a few other brothers. So, come on through, man. Anybody else who want to come through, welcome as well. So
All right.
just
Thank you,
come
gentlemen.
on.
I gotta go see what I got this dark skinned Latina I done met. She liked to bachata dance, so I'm finna go get at it. Holla at y'all later, man.
All right. All right.
Well,
I just want
me and
to let me just interject for a second,
Sure.
because I want to touch on something that Brother Research said, plus something that Brother M.O.T has said. And good look on that Cash App, Brother Robert. I appreciate that, brother. Good look on that, man. I ain't forget about you. Oftentimes, like Brother M.O.T said, we are taught to believe that people have potential that really don't. Being a small business operator myself, I've been operating a small business, probably not as long as Brother M.O.T, because he does big business, but I have a small business. All right. Everybody who knows me knows I'm a mechanical engineer, power equipment, bulldozers and forklifts and all that kind of shit. Right. Now, for the 6 years that I've been doing this, I have had people come my way. Right. I've had people come my way that I've given a shot, and they fucked me. I mean, I've had shit stolen. I've had money stolen. I've had equipment stolen. All right. Now, even with that, all right, even with that shit, it has not dissuaded me from hiring brothers. And the reason why I hire them is because I know that anybody else is more likely to get a chance before they will. That is why I do what I do. And most of the brothers that I hire, they come straight from the hood. All right. Bad grammar, pants hanging off the ass, the whole nine. But see, I don't care about that. I don't give a shit what you do or who you are between the hours of 7 and 6. All right. I don't care who you shot, how much dope you sell, how many baby mamas you got. I don't care about none of that shit. You can show your black ass up at 7 o'clock. We all right. So I say that to say this, that you want to give people chances. I know I do. I want to give brothers chances. All right. I do. But often what happens is, when you give brothers chances, giving them the benefit of the doubt, they turn around and stab your ass right in the back with the biggest butcher knife they can find. All right. When you're giving them a chance when no one else will. Because I'm pretty sure a lot of the brothers that come, in and out of my shop, they have criminal records. They got bad credit. They got all that kind of shit. Okay. Some of them probably can barely fill out a W-2 form. All right. So I get it. I get that. But we can't sit here and pretend like everybody's capable. We can't sit here and pretend like everybody's qualified. We can't sit here and pretend like everybody is deserving of a chance, because that is just not true. It's just not true, man. I know. And I'm pretty sure M.O.T know, because he probably hired people on a way bigger scale than I do. And I'm pretty sure he's hired people, gave him a chance. They probably came to him, yo, M.O.T, I need a job. And then they get there, they don't show up. They late. They stealing shit. They not showing up. They doing the no call, no show shit. All of that shit happens. All right. All of that shit happens when you run a business. All right. So we can't sit up here and pretend like all of us are deserving of shit because all of us black. That's bullshit. All right. Take it from somebody who hires people every year. It's bullshit. All right. It just is. Go ahead.
Yeah, for me personally, I mean, I went from hiring brothers. I went from hiring brothers and renting a place for them to stay, so that way they wouldn't have to worry about a place to stay. I went from hiring brothers to having a place to stay to having them drive my cars. It's just that it don't work out, because at the end of the day, you're trying to solve the end of a problem that haven't been solved at its apex, which is family creation. I know how I turned out. I can see how my younger brothers turned out who wasn't raised in that religious colony after my father and grandfather died, subsequently in years after each other. They wasn't even there 3 years, and their life was totally, supremely affected in ways that mine wasn't. The youngest brother is probably, the worst of all because he was there for about 10 or 15 years. So what I'm saying is that I went above and beyond already. And it's like, it's not that I don't care about people. It's just like, look, as bad as the Cleveland Browns are, they don't go to Cincinnati and Columbus and just pick people up from any type of where and put on their team. They actually deal with professionals who still put in the work still in order to put them on their team. But it's just that all the chance and the risk is being put on the person who's creating, but it's none of the risk and chance is being put on the person who's given the opportunity. They should be happy as shit to work for a person who paid them a lot of money, far more than I know that they'll make anywhere else.
Yep.
I tell them,
Go through the same
look,
shit.
this is how much you're going to get paid. Eyes get big. Are you sure? Is that after? I'm like, dude, listen. If you make it here 6 months, I'll be able to put you on my big company so that way you can get some benefits. I can't even get most black men, no matter where they are, to last any more than 90 days if they have a kid already. They get 3 of those checks in their pocket of $1,500 a week, at $4,500 in their pocket, and you don't know where the money's going. And next thing you know, they need to check early, and then you know they're going to be out of there in a couple of days. They got all this stuff going on in the background. I gave them a chance, brother. You have a place to stay if you need it. You need to get out of there. When I hire you, it's an investment in you. I don't give a shit about what's going on in your background. They assume that you're going to be broke any goddamn way. There's no reason for you to stay there. Leave. Focus. Concentrate. Couple of years. I have a dude right now. He had to get up out of his situation. Gave this dude a chance to work for my company. He's been here 3 years. There's no way I couldn't have gave that dude that truck. This dude had $380,000 saved up in the bank for working for me. He saved every single dime and lived in the apartment that I had there. Never had any problems after this dude. Flew him back to his country, flew him back to Jamaica, and he wanted to go like Brazil 2 or 3 times a year. That's all he wanted to do. Other than that, he worked. It saved all his money. That guy, I could not hold that guy with my company. He wanted to stay. I'm like, you're fired. And here's the truck on the way out. And here's some brokers. Now you're going to be making $7,500 a week rather than $1,500. How come I can't get black men to stay focused like that? I can't even get them to stay focused like that, staying away from all these things and people and family members and all this other type of stuff. As soon as we get any type of thing in our pocket, we try to go save the world with it. The world don't appreciate you for doing that. I just told him to keep his head down, work, and just don't screw up the place or burn the place to the ground. You'll be fine.
Prophet of thought, I'm gonna get ready to get off, brother. But let me just say this. To me, M.O.T, it sounds like you're talking about black men that you've hired that were already broken from the get-go. You can't take something that's already broken mentally and doesn't have a respect for work ethic, or someone who doesn't have these type of skills, and then you give them a job and you think that, okay, they get this job, they're making this money. Whatever's fucked up about that person psychologically, and I know this because I do this for a living, whatever's fucked up about them psychologically, they bring to the table. Okay, now it goes back to family. I'm responsible to raise my child, son, daughter, whatever I have. It's my responsibility to instill work ethic as it was instilled in me. I've got about 15 uncles. They all got their own business. I learned respect for black men and work ethic because I saw it in my family, and I saw it with my uncles and my own damn father and my father's twin brother, my other uncle. So when I grew up, I had a sense of work ethic because I grew up seeing it. If you got broken black men who didn't grow up in that kind of environment, then there's a high chance, like what you're saying, that they're gonna blow it right down the drain. When I talk about diamonds in the rough, I'm talking about molding and empowering the minds of the young at an early age, when most young black men need that masculine, that father in their life to mold them to. And so most, I know this from my own experience, most kids that you get to that are molded with the proper male environment and teaching and mentorship, on the average, they tend to grow up and be successful and do well because they had proper examples. I know this because I've done it. I got the receipts on it. That's with young men that are have not been completely damaged as they've grown up into adulthood, where they've been completely damaged, and it's almost damn near sometimes too late by the time they're fucking grown, that you can expect that they're gonna respect what you have attempted to try to do for them. I think that's the problem. We're spending too much time trying to fix those that are damaged, that may not even want to help their damn selves. Because you got to want to help yourself before somebody else can damn well help you. So,
I mean, but information, man, you're leaving out the specific point that you ain't got to be raised in bad circumstances to have bad habits. And I think you're clearly underestimating how many people that are broken in society that you can't work with versus the people who you can.
Well, that's not what I'm saying. I'd say 9 and 10 times when you're dealing with a person who's been damaged from childhood all the way into adulthood, and they haven't had any proper examples. And then you say, damn, we gave him a job. We gave him this. He's fucking up. He was already fucking up prior to you even dealing with him. In some cases, not in all cases. So I'm not underestimating anything, brother. I've lived some life. I've been around the block. I've seen the bad. I've seen the good. And guess what? There's going to always be the fuck ups out there. And then there's going to be people out there that's going to appreciate what you've done for them. Whether, some people you may not experience that, right? You might have had experiences with every dude you've dealt with who's been a fuck up. It is what it is sometimes. And then sometimes there's a cat that does what he's supposed to do. That's fucking life. That's the way it goes sometimes. It's not about trying to save everybody, but sometimes you're going to get burned, and opportunities you give people, you learn from it and you move forward. So
I mean, I have, and like the credit of moving forward is to which nobody wants to speak to, which I have gained my actual mind frame from. Like I said, I come from a farming community. So it's not my fault that I reach my hand out and I get bit. It's the person's responsibility to, when I give a actual chance out there, that they don't mess it up.
Right.
Like, I don't have this problem with other cultures or people, but whenever it comes to black people, like I said, 3 or 4 paychecks in, maybe no less than 6.
Right.
It's always the same. And it doesn't matter what the family creation is like, because they bring a whole lot of baggage to the table. That's not part of the interview process. A person gonna show up, can say that they don't have any kids, then 3 or 4 months later, you get all these child support orders about garnishment at your place. I'm calling people like, what's going on with this? Next thing you know, this person is paying out all this money that I've given him that he's supposed to be investing in himself. He's invested in his future because he had all these kids out there. And we have to stop acting like these people don't exist. They exist in the majority. And if that was the case, I wouldn't be having these problems that I have now.
No, I agree with you that there's people out there that come with a lot of bullshit. I totally agree with that. And this is the problem that black people have with each other, and it's unfortunate. When black people attempt to try to help one another, or you try to help a brother who you think may have potential, black people too often, we tend to think that we owe each other something. And so when you hire a brother and he takes you for granted, same thing in college, people will show up to the black professor's class late, but the white man, they'll be on time, because it gets back to a lack of respect for one another, a lack of hate of one in kind. We just have this entitlement and disrespect for one another, even when we do try to help each other. And it's really a damn shame.
Part of the person who tries. It's the part to be instilled in the people who actually need the help that they ain't to mess it up. It isn't the responsibility of the people who have the stuff to give it to the people.
Oh, no, that's not what I'm saying. No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying it's unfortunate that these things, and you would hope that people would learn this shit in the family structure, since that's the basics of every damn thing. But unfortunately, some people grow up in some fucked up circumstances and they are who they are. It's a damn shame at times, So Prophet of Thought, brother, I'm going to get off, and I'm a little tired, brother, but thank you for having me on.
Hey, information, man.
What's going on, Nick Taylor? What's going on, brother?
Oh, ain't talked to you in a minute, man. You doing okay?
Yeah, I've been fine. Just been busy working. I was on O'Shea's this past weekend with Kevin Samuels and
I saw y'all, but it's hard. It's hard to listen when you're operating a track loader. You know what I mean? Looking at you on a smartphone.
Yeah, I'm okay now. Everything's fine with me. I just been busy. I've been taking a little bit of step back from being on a lot of panels and stuff like that. My time, things have changed in my life in terms of my time. And I
know the feeling, bro.
That happens sometimes, but you'll see me around. I'll probably be over in O'Shea's, a little bit more than I have lately. Okay. And what's up, brother Gab? Real conversation. So M.O.T, good conversation, great. Hey, Prophet of Thought, when you do a bait again, let me know, man. I have my timer and everything set up. When we can get that in a structured manner.
Well, I always have a celebrity timekeeper. I always have a celebrity timekeeper.
Yeah.
And I appreciate you coming through. I'm sorry it didn't, work out the way it was supposed to. I don't know what the hell happened to Brother Amiri. I'm gonna have to hit him up. But usually we have a long structural, it'd be a structured debate. I mean, the debates usually last about 11:30, 12 o'clock. But we kind of veered off the subject, because I saw some bullshit in the chat. So, we kind of went to talking about that. So it didn't go in the direction that it usually goes, which is all right, because, I got a big enough debate pool where I can do debates probably for the next 2 or 3 months. So it's not it's not a big brother, deal. It's a very big pool. So
all right. I'm down I'm down anytime to moderate, debates, stuff like that. But good discussion tonight. We got a lot of fucked up shit. I have to be honest. We got some fucked up stuff in our communities, and I don't know, man.
Yeah, well, I think we all know that. I mean, we all know that. It's just, I just think that many of us, we have different ways of looking at shit.
Yeah,
I mean, we have ways of looking at it, and on this YouTube shit, people have taken a position that my position's right, your position's wrong, and if your position is different from mine, well, they want to label you as this, that, and the other thing. Yeah, I mean, you already know what it is, man. You already know what it is.
Yeah,
this is YouTube, so we can't be surprised.
Okay, brothers M.O.T, brother Nick Taylor, Prophet of Thought series, brother. Thank you for having me on here. I'm about to cut out. I'm a little tired. Y'all take care, brothers.
All right, bro. Be good.
All right, thank you.
Brother Taylor, what's good with it, man?
Oh no, you tell me, man. I'm just morphing through time right about now. What's going on with you? What's up, M.O.T?
What's going on, man?
Hey, you know the drill.
Prophet of Thought, can you put actual comments up on the board so we can respond to that?
Oh, in the chat room?
Yes.
You want to
chat? Comment? Yeah, I want to address this comment because this person, I hear this comment a lot. It's from Sugar Ray Henry.
You are one man, all this complaining, blah, 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 that?
Yeah, that's the comment I want on the actual board.
There it is.
Okay, dude, you are one man. All this complaining starting to be suspicious. There are many good, hardworking black men out here. If you never met any, then that's I'm thinking you mean personal problem. That's okay. I read it, and I'll shut up. I read it.
Yeah. I could guarantee you that this is in no type of business. He wants people to take all the chances on other people, and if it don't work, it's on you. See, this is why we don't do business like that, because business involves risk. And this statement right here puts all the risk on the business owner and not on the prospective employee that you hire. And if it all goes wrong, it's still on the business owner. So you see, you can't say things like that unless you've actually been out there. You can't just say this from a standpoint of that, well, if you just gave more opportunities, then you would end up with a success. Yeah, and I may not have a business in 6 months if I did business like that.
Exactly. So if a driver runs my my gooseneck into a ditch and rolls the backhoe off in the ditch and damages $110,000 machine, am I complaining or am I stating the facts of something that went wrong? Yeah, I mean that, but see, and that's what I get. And I don't know this gentleman here. Y'all know me. I don't argue, but when I hear that stuff like that, I normally hear it from people that have no skin in the game, or they have no monies to shore up any shortcomings that happen on there. And no, and that's the way I see things, because I've had employees say something to me and I'm about using a machine, and I tell, dude, did I train you to trench like that? Said no. Then how about doing it the way that I showed you to do it? Well, Joe said, wait a minute, who runs this show, me or Joe? Joe signs your check. Oh, well, guess what, dude? Here's the thing. I signed Joe's check too. Guess who trained Joe? What? I did. So who trained you? Yeah, I did. I don't remember putting in a stipulation to say, that you just gonna decide to do what somebody else work here do over what I told you to do. So how about this? There's no paper or nothing. How about do it my way? It's my machine. It's my job. Let's do it my way. Okay, let's go, bro. And I'll holler at you later. Now there's a real man to take that, dust it off, and go on about his business. A crybaby will cry. You know what I mean? So that's one thing people don't get. They get to talk, and like you said,
they don't understand this shit, man.
No,
people don't understand this
money.
Shit, man.
Oh no, and I told guys, okay,
right.
Tell you what, you know how much. All right, this truck, especially my heavy duty tow truck division, you driving a $427,000 truck. What you can do is dig into your pocket or get your bank to finance you. You can buy your own heavy duty towing and recovery unit. Go get your own customers, get your own diesel in a truck that gets being as almost 60,000 pounds by itself, gets around 4 miles to the gallon, and make your $6,000 a month truck note on just a truck. And then find you some insurance, and then you can get out here and do it your way. I'm not hiring people to tell me how to do something that they didn't know how to do until I brought them here. Exactly. If that makes any sense. Now, when I hire a bookkeeper, I'll listen to the bookkeeper because I'm not a bookkeeper. So I hired you to do books, but anybody that come to do the operate the machinery, drive the trucks, do the towing, I'm the one that's showing you how to do this. So how about let's do it my way? But on the black part, on the brothers here, and I've heard this too, like I guess you're supposed to stick your neck out a little. But here's the thing, everybody talking about, but man, you might be losing, it might be a diamond in the rough. And I always say, while you're looking for that diamond in the rough, you're losing ground and you're losing money. Now, is that diamond going to make up what you lost?
Well, people don't understand the complexities because I didn't understand it. Okay. What I do for a living, I did for 24 years for white folks. All right. And while I was doing it for these white folks, I was learning the trade because I always wanted to start my own business. It's just that it took up until 6 years ago for me to have the nerve, the money, the equipment, the time, all of that. You know, the clearing of my schedule and all that kind of stuff. And people don't understand the complexities of running a business. All right. Because see, all the shit that I got in my shop, I bought. Okay. The vehicles, the equipment, all that shit I buy. The supplies. All right. I buy that shit. I buy it. All right. I don't go out and there's an equipment tree where I can pluck pieces of equipment off of it. If a piece of equipment gets destroyed, if it can't be repaired, it has to be replaced. All right. Especially when you're the boss. When you're the boss, everything is on you. It's not like when you clock into a 9 to 5. Okay. When the printer breaks down, you go and tell somebody about it. When my printer breaks down, guess what? I got to buy another one. When a computer breaks down, I got to buy another one. If a truck breaks down, I have to buy another one. There is nobody to go and tell, hey, man, the truck broke down, boss. Because, see, that's me. All right?
Exactly.
A truck get wrecked, demolished, I have to replace it. So people don't understand the complexities of that and what you're putting on the line when you hire people, you're taking a risk. You know, because you don't know what this person's capable of. They could have came in, you know, they could have glossed you over and beat you in the head and tell you all this good shit and drive one of your damn vehicles over a damn cliff. So you always taking a risk. But what I've learned to do is minimize my risk. Why? Because I've been burnt so many fucking times. Okay. It seems like the bigger risk I take, the bigger the fucking burn. So now I'm kind of apprehensive about certain people. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm all for the brothers. I will look out for one of the brothers. But see, I used to give people 2 and 3 chances. You know what I do now? I give them 1. I bring you in. You fuck up. You out. No excuses. I don't care. I don't want to hear the bullshit. You fuck up one time. You out. It's none of this, you know, rub the lamp 3 times shit. No, you rub the lamp 1 time. You get your wish. I bring you on. I pay you well. You can work with me and make good money. But you fuck up, you gone. And I used to didn't be like that. I wasn't like that at all. You know, I give brothers, you know, a couple chances. They fuck up, you know, they come in late a couple times or, you know, fuck around and dang my truck. You know, some shit like that. You know, I would kind of, you know, the brother, he need a job, blah, blah, blah. But you know what? Fuck that. All right? Because guess what? If you was on that fucking white man's job, you would make it your business not to fuck up. And you would expect to be fucking fired when you fuck up. So it's the same thing here. Okay? You come to me and I'm paying you. Fuck up, you gone, man. Go ahead.
It's like, here's the other problem. So I would hire people, right? They would come on to my company, not last 90 days being paid well. Then they'll go over to a white-run institution, be paid far less money, and stay there with relatively no issue.
Yep. Yep.
With less money, up to 30%, 33% less money, and relatively no issue. It's just it's a respect thing, dude. And I'm telling you, most of these dudes are sick in the head, man. They see a black dude in charge. Somehow they think he's benefiting. They think they want to, and dude, they'll get right up under you and go right to somebody who's white, get paid far less money with shittier days off, and they'll work with relative no problem.
And I can explain that. I can explain the why to that, brother, in short order. I can explain the why to that. Want to know why? Y'all ready? They've already been conditioned, more than likely, by their mother to not have any respect for black men because they got to watch their mother, how their mother talked and treated other men, the men of the revolving door. That was her life. Whether this dude, that dude, she watch mama gum chewing, finger snapping, neck rolling, and all this other stuff. She didn't respect the men in her life. She probably told him, who ain't heard and growing up, because I ain't no young kid, You ain't shit. You heard somebody say you ain't shit. Your daddy ain't shit. You ain't gonna be shit like your daddy. Da da da. We've all heard that. So they've already been conditioned. They've already been conditioned to disrespect, to have to have less respect for M.O.T and myself before they even finish filling out the damn job application. But them same people probably told them that you don't bump your gums to Mr. Charlie because Mr. Charlie will jack you up, or Mr. Charlie or Mr. Charlie. And it's wrong. I mean, it's crazy. I've done the same thing. Look, dude, this is what I expect you to do. This is what you're being hired for. And plus with me anyway, you got to pass a background check to get on to work at the storage and impound yard or be one of the tow truck drivers, because I have police contracts. So if you got a certain thing in your background, the cop, you can put him in a tow truck, but you can't send him out here to none of these jobs. So I don't need you. So, but the other side, it don't matter. The only thing I need is the drug and all that other stuff. But I had an employee actually tell me to my face what he was good. Look, man, I know you hired me to do this, but I don't want to do that no more. I said, okay, so, all right. So when you putting in your 2 weeks? He said, 2 weeks. I said, well, you just said that you don't want to do that no more. No, well, you need to show me how to do something else. Guess what color he was? I'll let you guess. He said, you need to show me how to do something else. I said, wait a minute, hold on a second. And I said, come inside here, because I wasn't going to have this conversation out in the middle of the yard. And I talked to him, and man, you need to be brothers. And then he went with the black talk. Bye, dude.
Oh yeah.
Bye, dude.
Oh yeah. That's always coming.
And I'm like, that's great. I even had one driving one of the light duty tow trucks. And man, and his chick, her car broke down or something like that. And hey man, can I go pick my chick up? She broke down. Drop it off. And of course, you're gonna say, yeah, well, when you finish that one there, go ahead and do it when you're supposed to go to lunch and then come back, since you're already in the truck. He said, okay. He done dropped her off and everything, drop off the car and everything. He pull up to the office. She's sitting in the passenger chair to the office. And I said, dude, what are you doing? Well, what do you mean? I thought you picked her up and dropped off the car. Yeah, but she said, she wanted to just, since the car broke, she was go home. She just ride with me and go home at the end of the day. I said, no, we have a no rider policy here. The only people that can ride in that truck is a customer. I said, dude, you've worked here for what, 3 years? I said, okay, so I send you on another call and you go pick up somebody's car. Where's the customer gonna sit? You know what I'm saying? Well, I said, dude, take her home, drop her off. You already know the deal. Don't do that again. 2 days later, my own tow truck drive past me at an intersection, and I see a head in the passenger seat. I call him on the radio. What's going on? He's giving her a ride to work because they ain't got her car fixed yet. And he driving my tow truck, burning my diesel on the clock, late for a call because I was wondering, dispatcher calling me, telling me the truck number ain't picked this call up yet. I fired him. I said, tell him to bring the truck to the yard. Well, I got to go pick up. No, that's my truck. My name's on the door. Pull it to the yard. I fired him on the spot. You lost $1,100 a week. Drop no nights, no weekends. $1,100 a week job over a toe up ratchet ass chick. That's one of his jump offs. On top of that, this wasn't his wife. I mean, and if that's really your girl, your girl will tell you, no, you need to take care of this job. $1,100 a week and you don't work nights and weekends.
That's
what they asked to work.
And he was shocked that I fired him. He was shocked.
Yeah. You weren't supposed to fire him, man.
Well, you
a brother.
You ain't
You
fired
weren't
none of
supposed
these
to
white
fire
boys.
him.
I said, don't none of these white boys do dumb crap. Like, are there some dumb white people out there? I'm sure there are, but none of them was dumb enough to do what they just done. What you just done. You know, and then he went to work for another towing company. They called me and asked for reference, and they asked me what I fired him for. What was I supposed to do? Lie? I mean, because we back each other up. Now, M.O.T. know how that go. I'm quite sure he got equipment companies and trucking companies. They may not be buddy, but he know he can call them or they'll call him or whatever the hell. And what did you fire him for? Riding with his chick in the car after I told him to, and then done it again. And they always, you know what they said? Nah, that's all right. You know what I mean? Nah, that's all right. $1,100 a week. You don't work nights. You don't work weekends. I ain't even have him doing impounds. I just had him doing regular breakdowns. You know, brother had the easy job. He ain't doing the wrecks and rollovers. He doing just regular old tows. And he pissed it away.
I've been told, all right, because I do a lot of work for a lot of contractors, and you know, a lot of brothers tell me, they're like, man, you know, you shouldn't be hiring these brothers, man, you know, because a lot of the contractors, you know, I know a lot of black contractors, you know, construction companies and things like that, and a lot of them, they don't hire the brothers. You know, they may have one or two, but everybody else is Mexican or you know, from El Salvador or you know, a Nicaragua type shit. You know, I mean, that's how they do it. And people tell me I should do it too. They said, man, look, man, you know, you want your jobs done right. You want people to show up on time. You want people to do, you know, whatever. You need to look into, you know, hiring some Hispanic people. And the crazy thing is, I've never entertained it before. I've never entertained it in the 6 years that I've been in business. I've never entertained it. Anybody in the Queen City can tell you, none but brothers work for me. But see, I'm re-examining that this year because this year is different. I have a lot of work this year. I have big contracts this year, and I cannot afford for things to be fucked up.
You can.
And if I gotta go ahead, man, and pick up some goddamn Mexicans to make it happen, I am very much leaning to doing that this year. I just am. I mean, because I've had my fill. Now, don't get me wrong. I mean, I have a couple brothers who have been with me, man, for years, and they good. But see, those two brothers that have been with me for years, see, those are the diamonds in the rough that people talk about. That's why they've been with me for years. But the people that I hire at the top of the season, they're all seasonal. I only have two full-time year-round people. Everybody else is seasonal. Now, some guys, you know, they come back, you know, every year because I pick up some college guys, you know, in the summer and stuff like that. But those guys are seasonal guys. And a lot of them that come through, man, a lot of them only last a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks because of some old bullshit. You know, they done did something they weren't supposed to do. They ain't showed up in 2 days, or, you know, they leave with the truck, don't come back, you know, that kind of shit. So it's like, you know, why should I put up with that with a person that I'm paying? This person's using my equipment. This person's driving my vehicle. He's under my fucking insurance while he's doing it. But
insurance, oh my God, insurance is high.
You understand? I mean, come on. I mean, see what I think it is. This is what it is, brother Nick and brother M.O.T. People don't understand that when you run a business, right? Even when your employees fuck up, like when people that work for me fuck up, they don't really say nothing to them. You know what happens? My goddamn phone rings, okay? Because that's what people want to do nowadays. They want to speak to the person in charge.
Exactly.
Okay. They're mad at the employee, but they're like, oh, I need to talk to your boss. Yep. So no matter what they do out there, they're representing you. If they fuck up a job, they're representing you. If they treat customers a certain way, they're representing you. All right. So I don't want people representing me, right, the wrong way, because I know how I like to do business. And I built this business from the ground, okay, with nothing. Ran it by myself for 2 years without anyone. So I'm not about to let anything of mine be in jeopardy because I want to keep some dude around because I feel sorry that he got child support. I feel sorry that he about to get put out of his house. I feel sorry he don't got a car. He don't got this. He don't got that. Yeah, that shit's all well and good when you get hired. Once you hired, I need you to come your ass in here and work and do what you're supposed to do. I don't need to hear your problems. I mean, every now and then I'm known to loan brothers money. That worked for me. And I'm talking about brothers who just got paid Friday and come in Monday morning and be like, oh, boss man, can I borrow $200?
Same here.
I mean, I just paid you Friday. You need $200 Monday. You know, I'm known for some of that shit. But guess what? I'm going to cut back on some of that crap. I mean, I'm going to run my business the way I'm supposed to run. Because let me tell you something, man, regardless of what people say, right? When they work for the white man, they don't try to pull this shit. You know why? You're scared of white folks, all right? Scared of white folks. You ain't going to get up in the white man face, all right, and tell him how to run this shit, all right? Ain't going to do that. Your black ass going to show up on time, and whatever that white man tell you to do, your ass gonna jump to it and do it. No back talk, no sucking your teeth or rolling your goddamn eyes. But if a black man is the boss, you get all that. You get the sucking the teeth, the rolling the eyes, the claiming you don't want to do it. You get the excuses. You get all that shit, man. That's what you get. I know, man. And I know y'all been through it too. Y'all have been through it too, man. You get the bullshit that they dare not do with the white man. They dare not do it. Dare not. Because see, they scared of him. They scared.
I had a brother's old lady come to the office. Come to the office. I just hear yelling and whatnot. And I'm going, what the hell is going on? And I hate, it pains me I take no glee in saying this. Stereotypical, you know, boom shika. Stereotypical, the weave, the outfit, the nails, the neck snapping, the finger popping. She talking about his check. She come to my office talking about his check. Excuse me? And know what she said? I don't want to talk to you. I need to talk to who's in charge here because he was told me that he was supposed to be getting this amount. I kid you, man, I can't tell you some of the nightmares that I've had. This same dude, he asked me about how come this one gets this truck? How come that one get to do that? I said, see that dude you talk? I said, dude, you been here for what, 4 months? Yeah. Ask him how long he's been here. Go over there and ask him. Go ask him how long he's been here. Estrada has been here for 16 years. He was my first employee when I went on my own, and he's still here. See that scraggly white dude you talking about, Bowman? Yeah, he's my second employee. He's also been here 16 years. Now I'm supposed to take a truck from them and give it to you just because you black? And these two done everything. I can ask them to do anything, and they do it.
And you got that type of loyalty out of those, like most of my loyalist employees are not black. None of them are black. They've never been black. There's always been people who raised in the culture. None of them are really white either. But it's just that the respect for actual business owner isn't there because they would never respect these type of people at all. And it doesn't talk about that in society, but they expect for you to take all the chances. And they make it seem like they're making this grandiose actual sacrifice by putting the sacrifice on you to hire all these people with no track record. like this is the stuff that I don't get, and I most likely don't take those people seriously anymore. But let me get up out of here because I gotta wake up early in the morning, man. So thank you so much for having me on X.
Absolutely, man. I'm
And,
gonna
Yeah,
So
I'm gonna have to drive my butt back home. I got 52-mile trip to get to the house. So,
oh, nice.
brother M.O.T, you still want to debate next week, right? Because I'm still working on your opponent.
Somebody.
All right, I got you.
I just watch debates. I don't do them. I just watch them.
I hit you up. I will hit you up, brother. All right.
Because I want to be sure that we have two contrasting points of views about how to go forward from here.
Got you.
Yeah.
Got you. I'll set you up with somebody.
All right,
Don't
cool.
worry.
All right. Thanks so much, man. Thanks for having me on. Y'all have a really nice one. All right.
Y'all be good. Be
Peace,
good, bro.
brother.
Be safe.
All right. Thanks, man. All right. Thanks. TPOT and Nick Taylor. Y'all have a nice one.
All right, brother.
Anything else, boss man?
No. I mean, I've been up here for years, man, and let me tell you something, man. I'm that brother who comes on, and I actually will go on other people's panels and say, hey, if you're near the Queen City, I got work for you. I can use 2, 3, 4 guys. Hit me up, give me an email, call me, this, all that. And all the years, I've probably been doing that for the past 2 to 3 years. I've done it, especially in the summertime, because in the summertime, I'm swamped. I mean, I'm talking swamped. And man, I've got no one. And I know it's people close to where I'm at who could use a job. I mean, I tell people all the time, you won't get rich working for me because I haven't gotten rich working for me. But I mean, you be able to pay that car note, you be able to pay that rent, you be able to pay that child support.
Which Queen City are you in, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm in Charlotte.
Okay, because I know they call Charlotte because I was stationed at Fort Bragg, so I heard it from there. And I know they also called Cincinnati, Ohio, the Queen City. So that's why I just didn't want to assume,
Yeah, and I will give brothers a shot. I mean, I don't have a problem with that. But this year I have a lot of big things this year, and this year I can't afford any fuck ups, brother Nick.
They cost us money. They cost us money, and that I always tell people, man, that money has to come from somewhere. That money has to come. Saying, guess who? Yeah, and you're right. And free will. Dang it, you beat me to it. I heard Buffalo they call Buffalo the Queen City too. He beat me to it. Yeah, but man, that money got. And I said, now where do you think that money is gonna come from? See, because here's the thing: a guy can come in regardless of color and screw up. You get to leave. You get to quit. And here I am stuck with damaged equipment. Disgruntled customer and the bill to fix it all. But whose name is on the side of the door? Whose name on the front of this building? Whose name is at this location, this location, this location? Like I tell the guy, I said, every location I got you go to, what do you notice that's the same? The name of the company. You're representing me. As soon as you walk through that gate, walk in that building, or get in either one of them pieces of equipment or that truck, you're representing me. You're not representing you. You represent you when you leave here. When you here, you represent me. And if you make me look bad, I don't need you.
Exactly. Because you're there, like you said, you are there as an agent of my company. That's you. You're an agent of this company. So when you do something wrong and you mess up or break something or treat a customer bad, you have done it as an agent of this company. So now the whole company looks bad. It looks bad. Even the people who aren't even there look bad. And people don't understand that, man. I guess because people aren't used to being in charge of anything. Anyone who knows if you're in charge of something, that's how it works.
You're responsible.
All right? That's part of the deal, man. When you're the person in charge, you're always going to be the person to feel the heat in the long run. You're going to feel the heat because I know with me, 95% of the time when something go wrong, my phone rings. Even though I'm nowhere near there, my phone rings.
Yes, because you're the boss.
I got to drop everything I'm doing and make my way to where this problem is. okay? Because I got somebody who done handed me a handsome check. All right. Now I gotta go over here and address this because see, this person handed me a handsome check last week. So now I got to go over here and address their concerns so they not trying to get that check back.
Yeah,
You know
so
what I
you can
mean?
keep them checks rolling. And the same thing with us. I mean, we get a contract. I mean, I'm gonna cut it short because like I said, I got to get my butt home. I got to get up in the morning. Bruh, I had a driver deliver a truck to the wrong location, towed a truck to the wrong shop. I don't know what he was thinking. And because the people called, hey, I just called the Kenworth dealership in San Antonio, Texas, and they said my truck ain't there yet. I mean, and I said, well, something must be wrong because, you know, you gave us that call, 8 o'clock this morning. It's 2 o'clock in the afternoon. You know, it's only a 3-hour job from where he was at, a 4-hour job at worst. I called a dealership. They like, Nick, we ain't seen one of your trucks come in here all day. I'm like, what? I called the driver because now where I'm at, I'm in Southeast Texas and the cell service is sketchy as hell. Some places you can forget it. You just don't have no service. You know what I mean? Until you get closer to a bigger town, oil field country. I mean, that's just, it is what it is. Right. But, I finally get a hold of the driver. Hey man, what? The Kenworth dealership said they ain't got the truck. Customer said they called up that they ain't got the truck. Melissa said she gave you this call to take that truck to Kenworth in San Antonio. And he said, I said, dude, what does your tablet say? Because it's digital dispatch. Look at the digital dispatch. He took it to the wrong shop. I'm like, dude, get up there, go to where you dropped it off, pick it up. I know where the place he dropped it off at. Pick it up and get it over there to the Kenworth dealership. Hurry up. You know what I'm saying? I don't care what you was going to do. I was going to get the truck washed. It don't matter. Who's the guy talking on the panel? Water Sniper is Nick Taylor. NickTaylor. Thank you, sir. He goes and do it. I don't hear nothing else. I forget all about it. I apologize to the customer. Knock some off, you know what I'm saying? Knocked a little bit off for his troubles, you know what I mean? Done all that. He was happy. Payday here is Monday. We pay on Monday. I don't pay on Friday. We pay on Monday because you pay some of these folks, you pay them on Friday. By the time Monday come around, they done clubbed off their money and screw, you know what I'm saying? And now
they're borrowed $200.
Yeah. And so payday is Monday here. You get paid on Monday. And they got access to I got all kind of stuff, impounded vehicles that people don't come pick up. And, I got to get the titles for them, sell them, all kind of other stuff. Hey, boss, I need a battery. Because they know where all the stuff is that belongs to the company now versus stuff we're waiting on people to come pick up. Dude, go find you a battery. But here's the thing. Take your dead battery and put it in that vehicle because we get credit for a battery when we turn it into the recycler. You know what I mean? So that's all I ask. You need a tire, 2 tires. I had them take a set of tires, do it on your lunchtime or when you're off and, do that. Anyway, back to this deal here. He turned in his paperwork. I'm going through the paperwork so I can sign off all the checks for all the drivers because normally I just sign them. I just sign the checks and the girl, they go ahead, mainly Ricky, he do the payroll and he go ahead and fill they deals out. And I'm looking at this. Do you know that guy wrote another ticket to go to where he dropped the truck off at the wrong shop and to tow it to the right shop? So I'm supposed to pay you. I'm supposed to pay you for the mistake you made. I said, dude, and I said, dude, what the hell is this? What the hell is this? You know what I mean? Well, I said, dude, you screwed that up. I said, now here's the thing. If we screwed that up and we gave you bad info, that's on us. But you were supposed to go to point A, but you went to point B. So that's on you. So you can, well, what am I supposed to do with this ticket? I said, you can fucking eat it all. I care. I don't give a shit what you do with it. And he literally had his face all frowned up. Guess what happened to him in 2 weeks? Because I know how to run you off without firing you. If you're not willing to stand, when I was an employee, my boss never had to talk to me about me doing something wrong. Because the thing is, I'd fix it. I done lost tools, dude. I done lost tools. I done busted air hoses. I done shit. But guess what? When the boss came through to look, he never knew. Now, one boss I had, he said, "Man, that hose look awful new." I said, "Yeah, I take care of it." He said, "Really?" I said, "Yeah." And he said, and I just smiled at him, and he pat me on the shoulder and grin and walk off. So basically, he already knew because he used to be a driver. I fucked up the hose. I didn't say nothing. I ain't gonna say nothing. The only thing I do is replace it. Yeah. It's not your fault. Prophet of thought that I damaged your air hose in your truck. It's not your fault that I lost your ratchet wrench out of your truck. That's on me. I took the money and I didn't have to wait. I went and I bought it and I put it right back in the truck. Didn't say a word. That's the way you supposed to do it.
Yeah, that's how you operate, man.
But I'm gonna get out your hair, brother, man, and I'm gonna go.
Yeah, I appreciate you coming on, man. It's the first time you've been on my channel, man.
Yes, yeah, this is the first time. I just the only reason I'm here is because I had one of the big trucks break down today, and I was waiting on one of my other big wreckers to tow that big wrecker and to get that driver a ride back here because he lives down the road from me. That's the only reason. I just happen to still be here at the shop today. So
I appreciate you coming through, though, man. Don't let it be the last time, bro.
Oh man, I stick my head in. I stick my head in every now and then. Like I'm get my butt heading towards the coast. Time to go to the house.
All right, man. I appreciate you coming through, bro.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you having me, bro. Be good.
All right.
Bye.
Peace, brother. Yeah, just got off the line with brother Nick Taylor and let me see who up in here. Oh shit, brother Chaos down there. Anybody else want to come on, man? Feel free, man. You can come on up on here if you want to. All good. It done turned into a freestyle. The debate thing didn't work out, so I guess we're gonna be doing another debate next week. So, but we up here, so we can go ahead and do some freestyle shit. And I just want to say this, man, before I go to brother Chaos, man. We often hear a lot of talk on here about, black folks, black society, and doing shit for black people and being about black people and also kind of nonsense. But a lot of us, like brother Nick said, and like brother M.O.T said, man, a lot of these motherfuckers ain't doing shit for black people, man. They're not. All right? They just ain't. They just ain't. But people will sit up here and tell you how black you are, how anti-black you are, and all this kind of bullshit. And you motherfuckers don't know me. You don't know shit about me. Because if you did, you wouldn't say the stupid shit that you say. You want to know about me? Ask me. You want to know about me? Ask somebody who fucking knows me. That's what I think. And you just get so tired of the fucking YouTube talk, man. And it's a few brothers that I know on here personally that have been accused of not being for black people and not doing shit for black people. And man, they some of the the fucking most dedicated to black folks that I've ever met. And I mean met, not got on a live stream with. Met, sat down, talked to, watched them, discussed with them, spoke with them. I think a lot of times on this fucking YouTube, man, you know, we get into this motherfucking where we holding these digital hands and saying singing kumbaya with each other, and that makes us some kind of fucking group. We can actually look from side to side while we digitally hold fucking hands and say, yeah, you're about black people. Yeah, you're about black people too. And we all can get up here and say that shit. But what really are you doing? What are you really doing? Huh? What you really doing? Because see, me, I can show and prove. You want to see what I'm doing? I'm in the Queen City. You come see me whenever you want. You can pop up. You can show up out of nowhere. You can see for your fucking self what I do for black folks. You can see for your fucking self. Who knows? Maybe the shit I do might inspire your black ass. And you get your ass off of fucking YouTube talking about it and get on the fucking ground and do something. Invest your time, your money, your energy, your fucking resources into something more than this shit. Because I know people who do it. And like I say, know them, not get on a live stream with. Because see, just because you get on a fucking live stream with somebody doesn't mean you fucking know them. You know whatever they have represented to you, what they presented to you here. That's what the fuck you know. That's what you know. And you motherfuckers definitely don't know me. Because the niggas that talk shit about me, they never met me. They've never met me. They don't know what the fuck I do with my life. None whatsoever. But I say again, find motherfuckers on here that do know me, that have met me in real life, and ask them. Then you come back on here and tell folks what they said. Or better yet, like I said, you can just come and fucking ask me. Because I definitely don't take kindly to motherfuckers accusing me of something with no fucking proof. Oh, I forgot. The proof is what's on YouTube. I keep forgetting that. I keep forgetting that YouTube is real life. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I forgot that YouTube is real life. I'm sorry that I forgot that, folks. That this is the fucking real world. It's not the virtual world. I keep. But anyway. What's good, brother Chaos? What you got on your mind, man?
You say you're an engineer. You went to school for that or a trade?
Yep.
Oh, you went to school. You went to university. Okay.
Yeah, I went to school. Well, actually, I thought I wanted to be an electrical engineer. I went to school for electrical engineering first. Graduated, figured out that's not what I wanted to do. So I went back to school and learned mechanical engineering. So, I mean, I had a mechanical acumen anyway. I had been working on shit with my father ever since I was like 7 or 8 years old. So, I mean, I always knew my way around the toolbox, always familiar with engines, always familiar with metal fabrication, always familiar with welding and processes and, you know, internal combustion and things of that nature. And I had went to school for electrical engineering first, you know, because that's what I thought I wanted to do. Did it for a little while, and just didn't work out. I didn't like the way it was going. I had jobs, made decent money, but it wasn't what I wanted to do. So I switched up, and the electrical engineering actually helps with the mechanical engineering, to be honest. Especially when you're dealing with complex systems that are not just mechanical, but they have an electrical or digital component to them. So
Yeah.
I'm actually
DC,
glad
AC,
that
and all that stuff.
I'm glad I actually, took up both of those trades, because it helps me with what I do now. So I don't see it as a waste. I just see it as something that I should have figured out. I didn't want to do it before I started doing it, if that makes any sense.
Okay.
But
I follow you. You know, it's important for Black business, whether we have some that is necessary in the community, that they stay around, and because our behaviors and our mental illness, that not only don't support it, but we self-sabotage other Black business that is a necessity, especially something that people need, like electronic, mechanical engineering, forklifts and stuff. And you find it's very rare you find any Black owned in certain cities across the country that is said Black owned, that will sit there and hire some of our people, because and Black men should already know it's right. If they don't know, say white people not hiring you. And so either if you could do the job or not.
That's true.
Hope people get this clear. So to find some that is Black owned that was not only gonna hire you, but give you your actual wage and say undercut you, that's mental illness.
Yeah,
and like I said before, they could find a job, but like I said, if the unemployment rate is so poor as people, you don't want to risk just jumping. So unless you're able to be comfortable enough to you got a backup plan, then okay, I understand it. But if you're not doing that and you just feel so because he's Black and you have an issue working because your brother, another Black man that's giving you an opportunity, that's a problem. You know what I'm saying? That's a big fucking problem. I'm hearing from that guys was discussion with a lot of students that want to show up, don't want to show up, have excuses. Time I said I'm a brother. It's amazing how I said, okay, you can't treat me like the white man and I should be lacked off, but that means you don't perform. That'll make no fucking sense. But like I said, if you've been trained by your parents, and most likely now for the last 50 years, mostly the mother's raising you, you definitely not going to appreciation working for not just any man, but another Black man like yourself. And I never followed that, because if
hold on a second. Good look on that Cash App, brother. The Fourth Inquisitor. Appreciate that, man. Good look on that, brother. Go ahead.
Yeah, to find that because your mother has disdain, hate for the man that knocked her up and brought you in this world, she's gonna have that disrespect and then show in front of you with other Black men. So by default, you're not gonna respect other Black men because she already showed a template that she don't respect you or the man she laid with. And it perpetuates in you subconsciously. And a lot of ladies that watch this Prophet Noah said there's certain things you gotta do different with your sons that you need to stop doing. Because the only Black and now I'm convinced the only way Black men's gonna work with each other is you gotta deprogram them to stop hate and look at themselves as other, especially if you're raising your sons. If you have to raise them, you're going to have to work extra hard to show the value. At least you have to, because you can't be an adult and then look at another Black man that gives you opportunity and you just waste it because he said I'm Black, you're Black, so I could take a little slack. You don't have to no, it don't work like that, because if you work in the real world, you don't get one opportunity. Sometimes they even won't give you a second chance. They automatically fire you out the spot.
Exactly. Well, me in my lifetime as a young man, I only had one Black boss. I only had one Black boss, and that was right after I had came out of school, and I was trying to be this electrical engineer, and the brother that I worked for, he was a cool brother. He was a decent brother, all that. But even as a Black boss, he tried to cut corners with me. I found myself chasing him down for my paycheck often. I found myself not getting paid for hours at times. I found myself being in a position where I had to put money up front for things that he needed on a job, and then I would have to chase the money down for that. I found that shit. And that was the only black person that I ever, kind of worked for in that field. And, he wasn't the greatest of boss. He was a cool dude, but he wasn't the greatest. He wasn't the greatest of bosses. All right. I mean, I spent most of my career, all right, working for white people. Okay. I mean, because the field that I'm in, when you talk about mechanical engineering, power mechanics, where you actually work on bulldozers, because I work on bulldozers, skid steers, backhoes, payloaders, commercial lawn equipment, motorcycles, outboard motors. I do all of that. Commercial general hospitals and office buildings. I do it all. You understand? I do it all. I've been doing it for 3 fucking decades. And let me tell you something, especially here where I am, there's not many black mechanical engineers, because most mechanical engineers, believe it or not, they work for the military. Most of them work for like the military. All right. You don't find a lot of black mechanic. I think I'm probably the only black mechanical engineer in this city. All right. Now, maybe the utility companies, they may have like some black engineers, like the power company and people like that. But I think I'm the only black mechanical engineer in this city that has their own business. All right. I think I'm the only one. I mean, because most of my customers, 65% of my customer base is white. So if I wasn't the only black mechanical engineer in this city, I don't think I would have as much white customers as I have. If you can understand what I'm saying, I don't think I would have as many white customers that I have, because I think one thing I've noticed about white people, in this field, white people will come to a black engineer if the black engineer is good. And usually white people come to you through referrals, not from cards, not from flyers, not from all that shit. Most of my white customers come through referrals. Now there's a caveat to that, because I have about 15% of my business is brothers. All right. Now most of them come through referrals as well, but they don't come through from other brothers. No, it's not like a brother comes to me. Say a brother's he's a construction guy. He has his own construction company, right? And he has power jacks and he has skid steers and backhoes and shit like that. And he comes to me for me to work on his equipment, right? More often than not, that brother won't even tell other brothers about me. He wants you to be that he wants you to be that that secret, that hidden treasure that no other brothers know about. Usually when I get new brothers that come into my shop, they have been referred to me by white people. See how that works? Most of the brothers that come to me have not been referred to me by other brothers. They've been referred to me by white people, because see, white people think I'm good. White people think I'm a decent mechanical engineer. So what they'll do is they'll tell other people who own companies. And if they happen to know somebody who owns a construction company or a landscape company or something like that, they'll be like, yeah, go see X, because, this is where I take my shit to. And I know, because that's what they tell me. They come to me and they be like, well, such and such told me about you. He said he's been coming to you for years. Yeah, most of my black customers come through referrals from white people, believe it or not, which is crazy, because when I started this business, I started it for the brothers. All right. Because my father was a landscape architect, and I watched how he would take his machinery to these people and they would rape him over the coals and have his fucking machinery forever and ever and ever. So when I started this business, I wanted to start it for the brothers so they wouldn't be getting raped by the white man, and they could come to another brother and get this shit done at a decent price and within a decent time frame. But see, I had to expand it because if I kept it just for the brothers, it would have sunk. All right. It would have sunk because I didn't have enough of them to keep the business afloat. I didn't have enough. There wasn't enough of them to keep it afloat. So I had to expand it, and I ended up moving it from where I had it at first. Where I first had the business, it was somewhat of a mixed area. It was somewhat of a mixed area, but it was primarily black. I would say it was 60% black. All right. It was 60% black, but I only had my customer base of black folks was maybe 4%. Because even back then, most of my business was Hispanic brothers and white people, even back then. So I moved the business. I moved it further south, about 25 minutes from where I had it before. And when I moved it, my business picked up with everybody. I even had more black customers. I went from having 4% black customers to about 15, somewhere between 15 and 17% of my business was black customers after I moved to a whiter part of town. If that makes any sense. I moved the business to a whiter part of town, and my black business went up when I moved to a whiter part of town. Now, I don't know if that happened because where I moved the business to, more brothers over there are a little more affluent. They own companies, they're construction contractors and roofers, and they own their own landscaping companies and landscape design companies and things of that nature. I guess that's what it was. But my black business went up by my black business rose by like 12% when I moved to a wider part of town. And of course, my white business moved up as well when I moved the business to a wider part of town as well. So it's hard to not only hire black folks, it's hard to have a business where black folks are, especially my line of work. My line of work, most black people aren't even they don't even care about it. They don't even know you freaking exist for the most part for what I do for a living. And the people that do know, they often would rather take their shit to the white boy, even though the white boy is going to have their equipment way longer than me and probably charge them a good 20-30% more than me. Because I know I did my research, man. Before I started this business, I called other places around and seen how much they charged and and how long they would have a piece of equipment, how much they charge for an hour, labor, parts. I did all of that shit before I even thought about opening a business because I wanted to get a feel for the area. I wanted to get a feel for the price point. I wanted to get a feel for the time frame that people hold on to equipment because, like I said, I did it for more than 2 decades for other people, and I knew how those shops were. I knew how, I knew the price points, but I did it in New York. Okay. I'm 720 miles away from where I used to do it before. So I had to find out the price points for down in the South, how long people have the equipment, what they charge for labor, what they charge for parts, what they charge per hour, what they charge for mobile service. Because I have a mobile service too, where you can call us and we'll come on the job site. Now that's a little more expensive, but we do that too. We have a mobile service where we'll come on site. We'll come to wherever you break down at. If we can't fix it there, we'll tow it back to the shop. We'll fix it. We do all that shit. We do it all. All right. So before I started, I had to find out what the price points were on all of that stuff, man, because I wanted to give people a good price, and I wanted to give the brothers, a break. And I cut brothers a lot of breaks, man. I cut brothers a lot of breaks. I do. Okay. I cut them breaks that I wouldn't cut anybody else. And I've always ran my business like that. And trust me, I've taken some monetary hits over it. Not monetary hits that will sink my shit, but monetary hits that I probably could avoid it if I wasn't looking out for folks. But it is what it is, man. Go ahead.
Yeah. Well, that's a story, Prophet. And one thing I like listening on your stream, is not only how you tell it, but you kind of roll it back in time, and you just let people know the history, past, present, and future, like an elder, So it's something we could learn from, which I kind of like and respect, So I get the ins and outs of, what not only what you're saying, but how it formats, how it comes together, To find that you're the only one potential in your district, and the struggles is amazing in itself, and a lot of young black men can learn a lot from you. Still, the only thing I would say this, because I know you always harp that you wish you did this business earlier, but you don't always want to know.
Yeah.
Always,
right.
Yeah,
30
I would
years
say you
ago.
always want to. Yeah, I get you, but like I said, you're doing it now, so everything is timing. It's not everything that's come our way, but when we start to do what we want to do, it's all for the better. And like I said, it's going to grow as is, because think about it, during them times, the time wasn't right, but when you able to really push and move on your own terms, it's a beautiful thing. It's struggle, it's work, but at times, everything has to work your way until you, muster enough, or just time is right to really have your own business like you have now. So, always focus on people what they're doing now. See, I don't really always focus on what they said they want to do. I say, what are you doing now? That's what matters,
Yeah. Well, see, this is what people got to understand about me, right?
Mm-hmm.
I know, all right, I'm a person, I'm in my 50s. I don't represent the future. I represented the future 30 years ago. You understand? My offspring and my grandchildren represent the future. Brothers like me, we are the past. All right. We don't represent the future. I don't represent the future of black folks, man. That's not what I represent. And I think people get it mixed up because they think every fucking black person represents the future. No, I mean, I got the wherewithal to get my old ass out the way and let young folks, do what they need to do, because I believe in that. I believe that old folks, we need to get the fuck out the way, give counsel when asked, and let young folks do what they need to do. I think the young folks should be out front. They should be out front. They should be out giving the message. They should be the face of any type of black whatever, and if they need old folks counsel, they come and they ask for it. I think what often happens, because if you were to look at the so-called black society leaders, you look at them, they're all old. They're all in their 60s and 70s and shit, and they can barely get around. But these are the people at the fucking podium. No. Those old ass people need to be in a room, like sitting at a table or some shit. And you let the young folks come through. And if they need counsel from the tribunal, they come in and they say, oh, great elders, we seek your wisdom type shit. You know what I'm saying? That's what I believe. I believe in that. I don't believe I represent the future of black people, man. And I think that a lot of people think that everybody who gets on here represents some future of black folks. I don't, man. I'm the fucking past. I am a grandfather. You understand? A grandfather. So I represent the past. I don't represent the future. But what I can do is I can put things in place so the people who are the future can benefit from it. That's why I do what I do. This business that I got, man, I'm not gonna hold on to this shit till I die, man. I'm gonna give this shit to my son, and hopefully my son gives it to my grandson. I want to go to my goddamn grave knowing that I left something behind for my folks. Okay? I left something behind for them. I want my grandchildren to be able to say, yep, my grandfather started this business like 40 years ago, and have a portrait of me up in there. You know, now that they done expanded the goddamn business 20-fold, and a portrait of me in the hallway when you walk in there. Say, hey, my grandfather started this business, man, like 30 years ago, 40 years ago. Look what it grew into, man. He left this shit for us. All right? That's what I do this for. I sit my grandkids down and I tell them, I'm like, look, what I do, I don't just do for me. I don't just do this shit for me, man. I do this shit for all of us.
Mm-hmm.
All of us. It's not just me that I'm doing it for. I do it for you. I do it for your mother, father. I do it for all of us, because this is something that we can have. And if we continue to pass it down and pass it down and pass it down, who knows what it could be in 100 years? Who knows what it can be in 50 years? I'll be dead and gone. But guess what? I can leave something behind as a starting point. Because, see, if I leave this behind, if I leave this to my son, right? I leave this to my son and he runs this after I'm gone. Who knows where he could take it? And then he leave it to his son. Who knows where he can take it? Who knows?
You're actually building actual wealth.
You're goddamn right. That's what it's all about. And it has to start somewhere. So I wanted it to start with me. Okay? I wanted it to start with me. Because, see, when my father died, I'm gonna share something with y'all. All right. When my old man died, right? Now
I'm gonna step out.
Let's go past.
Thank
Okay.
You.
Okay.
I'll be listening
Okay.
to y'all. All right.
We'll go further than that, right? When I was young, when I was a young kid, right? My grandmother owned, I believe, 120-acre plot. We used to go there when we were young, right here in North Carolina, where I am now. And my grandmother owned 120 acres of land, and she had farm land on there. She had horses and cows and apple orchards and walnut groves and all that shit on there, right? So I came from a lineage of money, right? Because my grandmother had money. Okay, I'm not talking about no little bit of money. My grandmother had money. You understand? Now, as I got older, because I moved out of my parents' house when I was 17 years old, right? I moved out of my parents' house when I was 17, went off on my own and shit. I never really wanted anything from my parents or no shit like that, right? So I struck out on my own. I did my own thing. I had kids and all that kind of shit, got married, did all that. My father, right, was supposed to inherit all of that. All of that shit was supposed to be inherited by my father. But my father died before my grandmother did, right? So when my father died, he was already, in the will and all that kind of stuff. And when he died, other people in my family figured out a way to get their hands on the inheritance. Now, mind you, while all this was going on, I was nowhere around. I wasn't in New York. I was gone because I had just kind of left away from everybody for years. I just needed to just be away, right? So when I came back, I found out about all of this underhanded shit because, I mean, the ones closest to you plunge the sword the deepest, right? And where there's a will, there's fucking relatives. Remember that. So to make a long story short, I got fucked, okay, out of a lot of my inheritance because being that my father died before my grandmother did, right? Whatever was supposed to be his was supposed to be mine, right? That's how that works. But somehow, in my absence, other people in my family was able to get their hands on land, money, property, all that shit, all of it. I come back years later and I find out all this shit has went on while I was gone. I had no idea. I mean, because I didn't know at the time how much of it my old man really owned. I knew he owned some of it, but I had no idea. You know, I just thought it was like a little piece. All right. I thought it was I thought it was just a little piece of shit. But he owned quite a great piece of the shit. And I got fucked out of a lot of it, y'all. Now, did that fuck with me? Of course it did. Of course it did. It fucked with me. So the first thing I did is I jumped on the horn, called a lawyer that I knew and said, hey, look, what can we do about this? You know, I done got screwed out of my inheritance. You know, we need to fight some of this shit. So now, a lot of it I didn't end up with. I mean, I just lost it. I had wasted too much time, had a lapse and all that kind of shit. But like I said, I got fucked out of a lot of my inheritance over that. And I got fucked out of my inheritance from my own family members. It wasn't like they were strangers or white folks or white supremacy came in and got it. No, these are motherfuckers with the same bloodline as me. Now, I say that to say this. The reason why I told y'all that story is because, see, I didn't get what a lot of people get, where, you know, their parents leave you all this money, you know, and leave you this house and all that kind of shit. I didn't get that. Every motherfucking thing that I ever had, everything that I have now, everything that's around me, everything I own, all that shit, man, I worked for all of it. All of it. No one's ever given me shit in my life. That's just the truth. Now, it would have been nice to be a trust fund kid and inherit all this shit, but that's not my story. It's not. It could have been, but it's not. It's not my story. Every fucking thing, man, I've worked for, folks. That's just the truth. That's the truth. Blood, sweat, tears. No one's giving X shit. All right. And I've worked hard all my goddamn life. That's why I don't put up with people's bullshit. Because, like I said, motherfuckers don't know my story. Motherfuckers don't know the shit I've been through, boy. I can sit up here, boy, and tell y'all some shit, boy, that'll turn your goddamn stomachs. But I ain't gonna do it. I done shared enough with you motherfuckers tonight. You understand? But everything I've ever had, everything I have, man, I mean, house, the cars, all this shit, the business, man, I worked it myself. No one's giving me shit. Nothing. That's why I say the things I say. That's why I talk about the things I talk about. Because of that. That is why. That is why I do what I do and say what I say. Because of that. And I thank my old man. Because unlike many black folks, I mean, I grew up with a father. My pops didn't die till I was like in my 30s, man. My father was in my life all my life. All my life. And he taught me how to work. He taught me how to work. I mean, 7 years old. Told you, out there humping wheelbarrows, digging trees, moving brick, carrying rock, all that kind of stuff, man. All of that kind of stuff. Okay? All that kind of stuff. But see, I want it to be different for the people that come after me. All right? Because see, if my pops was alive when all this was happening, he would have never let it happen. He wouldn't have let it go down like that. But my pops, he died suddenly, man. You know, he got sick and he died. So he died so suddenly that there was, no one expected it. No one seen it coming. It was just like the old man was gone like that. So things that he would have received from my grandmother dying, he didn't get it because he died first. But it should have went to his children. It should have went to his sons and daughters. But got screwed out of our shit. Got screwed out of our inheritance, man. And I ain't gonna lie, I was pissed about it for years. Pissed. Because I could not believe these fucking people did what they did and screwed me out of so much. But guess what? I was able to maintain because, see, I had already been maintaining anyway. You understand? I had been maintaining anyway. So I was able to kind of maintain through that, even though it was a really, really fucked up situation. But I had been taught by my old man to just kind of power through that kind of stuff, man. So that's what I did. But I don't want to leave that situation behind. And I'm taking all the precautions to make sure that that doesn't happen. That shit ain't going to happen to my offspring or my grandchildren. It's not going to happen. Because, see, unlike my old man, I've already put things into place to keep that from happening long before I die. You understand? We won't be having that happening again. We just won't. Yeah, we just won't. Not this time. Not with this old man. But I thank them, though. I thank the people who screwed me because what they taught me was a valuable lesson. Always be prepared for bullshit. Always be prepared for people to screw you over. And always be prepared for folks' greed. Yeah, always be prepared for that. Because we have this bad habit as black folks, taking advantage of everything. We'll take advantage of a birth. We'll take advantage of a death. Take advantage of everything. Especially if there's some money involved. Don't let it be some money involved, boy. Black folks more concerned with that than they are concerned with mourning on the person who just died. You understand? Good luck on that Cash App, KIT, my brother. Appreciate that, man. Good luck on that. Yeah. They more concerned with the money than mourning over the person who dead. They're more concerned with what you left. They can't wait to get in your damn house and see what kind of treasure you got in there. They want to know who get in the house, who get in the cars, how much money you had in the bank. They worried about that shit. They ain't sitting around mourning. They go right to asking questions. Didn't he have a safety deposit box? Didn't he have a couple cars? What about that house he had down south? What about that land he owned in New York? Yeah, they start asking questions about that at the funeral. They're asking those questions at the funeral. Y'all know it's true. This is what we have, man. And I know tonight we talked about how to end brothers' problems. The way to end brothers' problems is number one, brothers got to learn to solve their problems for themselves. No one's going to solve your problems for you, man. They're not. You know, there's a few exceptions here and there, but for the most part, man, ain't nobody solving your damn problems for you. You have to do it yourself, especially if you're a freaking adult. You a kid, hey, you got people to solve your problems for you. When you're an adult, that doesn't happen anymore. No one's going to solve your problems. If anything, people are going to create more problems for you. And believe it or not, it's going to be people who look just like you. Because when I got screwed out of my damn inheritance, it didn't get taken by white folks. Yeah, white folks didn't take it. They didn't take the land, the money, no, wasn't white people. It was black ass people. Black ass people with the same last name as me, related to the same fucking people as me. Wasn't white folks. That's why when people always talking this white folk shit, white folk shit, white folk shit, man, more fucked up shit done happened to me by way of black people in my lifetime that I should be prejudiced against black folks. Because some of the worst shit that has taken place in my life wasn't by the hands of white people. It just wasn't. Not gonna sit up here and pretend like it was. Some of the biggest tragedies to be thrown at me. Some of the biggest crises to be thrown at me. Some of the biggest set of problems to be thrown at me weren't thrown. These things were not thrown at me by white folks. They weren't. Wasn't by white people, man. By Negroes. And a bulk of the time, it was by Negroes within my own circle of influence. Not even strange Negroes. Negroes right within my own circle of influence. Negroes right within my own family. And you wonder why I say the things that I say? Because I don't feel like I owe every black person something, man. I don't owe every black person a damn excuse. I don't owe every black person a hand up. I don't. I owe it to the people that matter. And not everybody matters. Just like I don't matter to y'all. Shit, when you budgeting your paycheck at the end of the week or budgeting your salary, do you say, well, this part's gonna go to X and this part's gonna go to my lights and my mortgage? And no, because I don't matter. And I shouldn't. When you drop something on me, you drop something on me because it's disposable. I don't expect you to give me your damn money and not pay your light bill. That's stupid. Why would you do that? Why would you give me your money but not pay your car note? Give me your money but not pay your mortgage. That would be stupid, wouldn't it? That's why I say I owe the people who matter, man. I don't owe people just because they ass black. The way people can get up here and talk about white folks, shit, all the shit that black folks did to me and to you. I'm surprised I don't hate black people. And for motherfuckers to be spreading a rumor that I'm somehow anti-black, I laugh at that shit. I laugh at it. Because like I said, these motherfuckers don't know me, boy. They don't. To say that ain't a mischaracterization. I don't know what is. I don't know what is. But I guarantee you, if many of you had the shit happen to them by way of black folks the way I have, you probably would hate black folks. Probably would hate black folks. Me, I don't hate black people. I actually hold out hope for certain black people. But that's certain black people. Because let us be clear. Let's be honest. Some of us ain't shit. And I don't think all of us should get the benefit of the doubt just because we got black skin. That's stupid. Some of the worst motherfuckers in your life, they black just like you. And you know it. Know it is for me. Shit, some of the worst motherfuckers in my life are black people. Because like many other black people, guess what? I don't have a lot of social contact with white folks. I have working relationships with white folks. I work on their equipment and shit like that. But I mean, I don't, I'm not one up here. So I have white friends. I got like one white dude that I know that I consider like a friend because I've been knowing him for so long and shit. One. I mean, I don't have a lot of social contact with white folks. I really don't. All my contact with white folks is usually in a business sense, to be honest. That's just the truth. I mean, it is. I got like one white dude that I know where we actually sit and have a beer and smoke a cigar. One person. And I've known him for shit, more than a decade now. So the whole I have white friends shit, I cannot say. Most of the people that I deal with, they're black just like me. They're black just like me. I have some few Latino brothers that I'm cool with. Um don't have any Asian friends. I mean, when I deal with them, it's in a business sense too. I don't have like any Asian friends or no shit like that. You know, like I said, I got a few Latino brothers that I deal with here and there, but you know, for the most part, when you talking about on a social level, all I deal with is black folks, man. That's it. That's it. And I'll say again, some of the worst shit that has been thrown at me in my life has been thrown at me by way of black folks. That's just the truth. And it still doesn't stop me from looking out for them. It still don't stop me for doing what I can for them. It still don't stop me from, you know, whatever, especially the brothers. All right. I mean, I'm the type of brother, man, I could be riding down the road and have on my good fucking clothes. And I see a brother, man, in distress with his car. I'll pull the fuck over. I'll pull the fuck over and help him work on his car in my good shit. I have done it. Because, you know, I'm a mechanic. You know, I ride around with a bunch of tools and jumping cables and to charge them. I had a charge box in there, all that shit. You know, I got enough shit in the goddamn vehicle to probably take out an engine. So if I see a brother, man, and his shit's fucked up on the side of the road, I'll pull over. Shit, my wife jumps on me about that shit. Oh, God, what you doing? I pulling over. Because that's who I am. I'm that person. I'm that person. I see you on the side of the highway, broke down. You a brother. I'm pulling over. Yeah, I'm gonna pull over. That's who I am. That's just the truth. And everybody who knows me knows it. Knows it. Maybe that's what it is. I think about it sometime, and y'all have heard me talk about it on here many, many times. That maybe I shouldn't be as dependable for folks. Because see, what y'all don't know about me, I mean, when shit goes down and something goes wrong, every fucking body calls me, man. Everybody. Everybody. And if they don't call me, they call my wife to get to me. That's just the way that is. I'm that kind of dude. They don't hit me up, they hit my wife up. Oh, you think you can get him to? You think you can get him to? Yeah, that's the truth. Now, full disclosure, I have X has kind of pulled back on some of that shit. Yeah, I had to pull back on some of that because, you know, people get carried away, you know, that kind of shit, you know, and you start thinking you're being taken advantage of and all that kind of shit. So, you know, I kind of fell back on that kind of stuff. Okay. From that kind of stuff. But on the other side of that, I mean, some folks that I know and deal with, man, are some of the, I mean, there's some of the coolest people, man. They'll look out for you. They'll do shit for you know, because I know quite a few brothers, man, that have looked out for me. That's why I look out for the brothers, because brothers look out for me. There's brothers who look out for me. There's brothers I could get on the phone and call right now, and tell them I need something. I need a ride. I need my truck towed or whatever. There's brothers I can get on the phone and call right now. I could call him up right now and say, hey, man, I need to borrow a piece of equipment to do a job. I need to borrow a trailer. By morning, it'll be here. I have brothers like that too. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. But see, the brothers who are like that are brothers who are similar to me. What they have, they've worked for, they built with their own hands. They understand business. They understand not burning bridges. And they understand looking out for a brother who, in kind, they know will look out for them in the future if he hasn't already looked out for them in the past. They're brothers like that who understand these things. I have brothers like that too. Because, see, not all black people are bad. And I know a lot of us get up here and, we kind of make it seem like, all black folks is messed up. And no, but that's not true. I mean, I can vouch for that. I mean, I know a lot of good brothers. I know a lot of good brothers, man, who they'll do anything for you, man. They'll do anything for you. They don't have no problem looking out for you. None whatsoever. But on the other side of that, I know a lot of brothers, man, who ain't shit. They'll rob you blind as soon as look at you. Every time they come around you, they want something. They need something. They got to have something. I know people like that too. But see, what we got to understand is that, see, earlier tonight, the brothers were talking about separation, right? I would venture to say that some of us have already separated. Those of us who want more out of life, those of us who want to leave something behind, those of us who see a bigger picture than what's in front of us. Many of us, we've already separated because, see, we've separated ourselves from the people who don't think like that. We've separated ourselves from the people in our hometown who still living in a mama basement. We've separated ourselves from people back in the day who we went to school with, who spent all of their damn young lives in and out of jail, getting high, getting drunk, using drugs. And now they're in their 40s and 50s, their bodies are beat, their mind is beat because they squandered their whole youth. And they sitting around 50 years old, 40 years old, doing the shit that someone 20 should be doing. So I think we have separated. We've separated from those kind of people. Because if we had stayed around those people, we would be just like them. And see, that's what people want you to believe. They want you to fucking believe that you just like the fucking person who wasted their fucking life. They want you to believe that that's who you are. Oh, you just like him. No, the fuck I'm not. How am I just like him? This motherfucker done wasted his life, got 9 baby mamas, still living in grandma's attic. Me and him ain't alike. Only thing we got in common is color. That's it. So I'm not gonna let people pigeonhole me and say I'm like this person. I'm not, no, the fuck I'm not, man. Get the fuck out of here. No, I'm not. Just like the people that I knew and went to school with and grew up with who did greater things than me. I don't think I'm like them. How the fuck are we alike? How are we alike? They made better decisions than I made. So they had a better outcome. They want us all to be lumped together. We're all the same, y'all, because we're all black. Now, they'll tell you that because they'll say what? Oh, white folks look at us. And that may be true. But I also believe that a lot of us, we look at all of us the same too. You take a brother like M.O.T. M.O.T. is a damn millionaire, man. That man's a damn millionaire. You think he the same as some fool who in and out of jail, 4, 5 baby mamas, still living in his mama house? How the fuck those two people the same? How are they the same? Because they the same color? And I say again, you may say, oh yeah, man, yeah. White folks look at us all the same. Yeah, maybe they do. But your black ass shouldn't. You ain't the same as that man. You're not. You're not. You are not the same. And it's not even about him being better. No, he just made better decisions than you. He made better decisions than you did. He made better decisions than I did. Because I ain't no goddamn millionaire. I wish. I wish I was a goddamn millionaire. Shit, he made better decisions. That's why he's a millionaire. And we're not. You understand? We can't be all lumped in the same bucket. We can't be all lumped in the same category just because we black, man. That's stupid. We're always talking about what white people think of us, man. Get the hell out of here. So what if they all think of us the same? In reality, we know we're not. We know that we're not. We just do. Maybe that makes us feel better. If we can say all of us are the same, you know. We're all the same. We all got the foot of the white power structure on our faces. Shit, I'll give you that argument. I'll let you say that. I'll let you say, you know, we got the boot of the white power structure firmly pressed against our face. I'll give you that argument. But the difference is some of us, we constantly fight to get the boot off our face. And I believe some of us just let that boot just grind us right into the gravel. That's what the difference is. That's the difference. So when we talk about ending brothers' problems, I think a lot of brothers' problems is the fact that we think that everybody is the same because we're all black. When we can see that that's not true. We can see it in front of us. Why you think people are always telling you, you know, if you go out and you get successful and you do this, you need to go back somewhere that gave you nothing and help out. I'm a true believer that you should only be doing that if you want to. I don't think people's charity should be solicited. If you got to solicit, if you have to solicit someone's charity, that means that they didn't want to give it in the first place. And why would you want something from somebody that don't really want to give it to you? But that's what you're made to believe. We're all the same. We are all the same. And if you got a little bit of success, if you happen to live a decent life, if you happen to make a decent living, people will fucking come and tell you, oh, that ain't nothing. While they living in grandma's fucking basement. While they living in grandma's attic. Every goddamn thing they own can fit in the trunk of a Toyota Corolla. But there they are, giving you life tips, telling you how to be black, what you should be doing with your life, which we know is usually the opposite of what they're doing with theirs. But see, all that shit sound good up here. Yeah, up here it all sound good. We can sit up here and preach and teach and do all this kind of nonsense. See, me, I don't subscribe to that shit. I don't get up here and tell y'all to do shit that I ain't doing my damn self. Why would I do that? Why would I get up here and tell you to do shit that I'm not doing? Why would I get up here and tell you to live a life that I'm not living? That's stupid. All for what? To appear to be something else? Because see, we want to be credited with being the all-knowing, the all-seeing, the old great wise one, the pyramid of knowledge. That's what a lot of us want to be. That's what we want to be up here. We want to sit up here and show everybody how much smarter we are than everybody else. Bullshit, man. I ain't up here to do that. I ain't up here to show y'all shit. I get up here for the most part because I like doing this. I like getting up here. Because if I didn't like doing it, I wouldn't. Now, is this my job? Is this how I make my bones? Of course not. There's not enough money in it for me. Make a few coins here and there. Y'all folks, good folks, support the channel. But y'all support me, y'all know I'm not up here every day. I'm up here Wednesdays and Thursdays. That's it. I'll pop in and out somebody else's chat, but Wednesdays and Thursdays, those are my days. Those are the days I have to be on here. Why? Because I got so much other shit going on in the world. Can't be up here every single goddamn day. I can't do it. I wish I could sit up here every day and make all this money and shit. That'd be all right. Wouldn't be bad if YouTube was my job. I don't see that as a bad living. I wish I could. I wish I could turn this shit into a job. But I can't do it, folks. I can't do it. I have to work. I don't have a choice. It's part of the deal. It's part of my life. That's who I am. But I enjoy getting up here shooting the shit with the folks now. I don't think I don't. Because whatever I don't like doing at the age I am now, I don't do. Why you think I don't get up here and argue with folks and all that kind of mess? Man, that ain't shit I want to be doing, man. I'm so beyond that kind of shit, man. get up here and argue and all that old kind of nonsense, man, beefing back and forth, man. I don't have to deal with none of that shit. Because, see, all I got to do is stay on my channel, and I don't have to worry about any of that. I don't. That's why platforms, man, very few platforms. I used to go on a lot of people platforms, man. I don't do that anymore. I just watch now, and people send me the links. I don't go on. I just watch, you know, because certain shit, man, I don't even want to be involved with anymore, man. To be honest with you, I got too much shit on my plate, man, and I don't need my mind clouded with bullshit, man. I just don't. I need my mind clouded with bullshit, man. Like I said, I'm too old, man. I'm too old, man, and I work too hard. I'm not gonna let nobody take me out of my game, man. I ain't gonna let nobody take me out of my character either. That ain't gonna happen. That ain't gonna happen. That is not gonna happen. Done with that kind of shit, man. Especially when you talking about up here, man. Especially when you talking about this shit up here, man. I stopped taking this shit, man, too seriously a long time ago, man. A long time ago, I stopped taking this shit too seriously, man. Especially once I start to see the type of people who were coming on here, man, and the type of people, the shit they were making, and man, it's not even worth it, man. It's not even worth it. We don't take this shit seriously. Shit, there's a lot of people on here that you can't even take seriously. Shit, let alone the goddamn platform itself, man. Can't take this shit seriously, man. Shit, the tide of this shit changed just like the goddamn tide in, just like the tide in the ocean. Constantly changing. Constantly coming in or constantly going out. It's just the same way, man. It's the same way. The same way. It's no different. It's the same old crap. Just got different voices telling it from time to time. That's all it is, man. It's nothing new. Shit, the shit I'm telling you right now, you done heard somewhere else before. This ain't no fresh information. This ain't no new shit. You done heard this shit somewhere before. And you'll hear it somewhere else again. That's just the truth. That's the nature of this whole YouTube shit, man. Ain't no new information coming from nowhere, man. No new information. All these stories been told before. All these songs have been sung before. Just new people remixing them. That's all it is. Ain't nothing new. Same old song. That's why I approach it the way I approach it. That is why. That's why I approach it the way I approach it. I don't let this shit bother me. I don't let this shit get me upset. I don't, nah. Nope. Not gonna do it. Because number one, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. Number two, it wouldn't matter if I did anyway. Wouldn't matter. So when we talk about how to end brothers' problems, first and foremost, brothers need to stop thinking they owe everybody's shit. Secondly, stop thinking they're old. That's the beginning of the end of brothers' problems. Stop thinking we owe everybody something, and stop thinking everybody owes us something. Period. You owe yourself, man. No one owes you. No one owes you. No one owes you anything. They don't. They don't owe you shit. And the sooner you realize that, the better off you're going to be. Because you will never come to the realization that you owe it to yourself as long as you're sitting back thinking someone else owes it to you, man. That's just the truth. That's the beginning of the end of brothers' problems. Right there. Ask yourself, what do you owe yourself? Now, if you think you owe yourself nothing, give yourself nothing. But if you believe that you owe yourself something, get your ass out there. Get it and pay yourself what you owe. You understand? You understand? But anyway, thank y'all for coming out tonight, man. I appreciate the folks, man, as always. See a lot of y'all still stuck around, even after the debate. I appreciate that. Must be my true followers, as always. A few programming notes. Like I said earlier, tomorrow we are going to be doing a wedding show. I'm going to have Brother Art and Style will be on tomorrow. Who else? Brother Gab supposed to be coming through, and a few others, a few surprise guests. Y'all might be surprised, the folks that's gonna be up on here tomorrow. But I'm gonna have a good cast of brothers on tomorrow. All right. I don't want to say everybody who's gonna be on there because I want to surprise y'all, but I got a few surprise guests. I spoke with Brother Research tonight. He's going to send a couple people, from his crew. They're going to be there too. I'm familiar with a couple of them. I think I know who he's going to send. I'm not sure, but I'm not going to mention them because I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, we're going to have quite a few brothers on tomorrow. We're going to be talking about this marriage thing. The show is titled Men Make Marriages, and 9:30 p.m. Eastern time on the TPOT YouTube page. We might do a debate Saturday evening. I'm not sure yet. I'm still waiting for an answer for the other side. If I get the answer by tomorrow, we're going to throw down Saturday evening, but we're going to do it earlier, probably be like 6 or 7 o'clock. It won't be, the late night, 9, 10 o'clock shit like normal. It'll be like, like 6 or 7 o'clock. We're going to do it. I'm just waiting for an answer. So we're going to throw down Saturday, possibly. But definitely be your black behinds here tomorrow, 9:30 p.m. Eastern time, where we do this show called Men Make Marriages. All right. Now, what I need y'all to do is get your black behinds down to Facebook, down to the Proper Thought Series Facebook page. That's Proper Thought, one word, series, the next word, on Facebook. Go ahead, like the page, share the page, follow the page. You can even hit me up on there, catch up with me as well. Just drop me a line. I'm guaranteed to get back to you within 24 and 168 hours. Now, that's a community page. It's not a personal page. That's our main community page. You can always stay up to date with what we got going on here by going there. So go ahead and check out the Proper Thought Series community page. Also, while you're down there at Facebook, go ahead and try to join the Proper Thought Series fan group page. That's the Proper Thought Series fan group page on Facebook. Go ahead, request to be a member. You're guaranteed to get up in there quick. I am actually an admin on my own fan group page now. I've been it for like almost a month now. I can't even believe it. I'm actually an admin on my own shit, you know? So go ahead, request to be a member. You're guaranteed to get in there. You have any problems getting in, just drop me a line. Being that I'm an admin now myself, you know, I can go ahead and just click you in there. All right, so go check it out. Also, check us out on WhatsApp and Instagram. That's the Proper the Thought. Leave out the series, just Proper the Thought on Instagram. Go ahead, follow us on Instagram. You're guaranteed to get a follow back. And you know, we are going to end the night like this. Get your black behinds down to Twitter. The Twitter handle is at TPOT Media on Twitter. That's at TPOT Media on Twitter. Go ahead, follow us on Twitter, because if you don't, I will haunt your black ass mama in her dreams with all of my anti-black stuff. So once again, man, I want to thank everybody, man, for coming out tonight, man. I want to thank these good people over here, man, in the chat room. My moderators always doing what they got to do. But most importantly, man, I want to thank you, okay? For hanging out with us, spending some time with us, man, and watching us, man. I always appreciate you folks, man. I do, especially my true supporters, man. I always appreciate y'all, man, because y'all always hanging there with me no matter what. And y'all been around me long enough to know how I do shit. All right. I want to thank Brother Research. I also want to thank Brother M.O.T. for filling in for Brother Amiri tonight. That was a good look. I also want to thank the Info Man, and I want to thank Brother Chaos Rain for coming through tonight and contributing to the conversation. So, with that, I will leave you with 3 words like I always do.
Open your mind, your mind, your mind.
Peace, folks.
So, a community is where you control your money, control your commerce, you control your education, you control your house. We don't control none of that. We live in a good. Well, what about the Negroes that said, get out? My cousin, they say he's a multi-millionaire. Almost got $1 billion. 3 PhDs, working on 2 more. Driving down the street in Chicago in his Rolls Royce, enjoying himself, and he had his siren look to the mirror and see this cop car flashing lights. He squeezed the steering wheel, man. Heart beats fast. Because he knows the price of a Negro, what it could be. And then when that cop car passed him by, he said, thank God he wasn't after you in the first place, Mom. That Negro thing, you can't get away from. This university, they wouldn't come and after you. But all your billions, your Rolls Royce, your PhD, didn't help. That's the hood. Why do you think you never pick up the paper and read over and over see white families? You take the thousands of black cops in America. Why don't you see white brothers crying? That black cop got my loved one for you. Right with the back of the head. Why do you think black pops are better? Make them more spiritual? Make them fit? No. They got enough sense to know that white folks ain't gonna tolerate it. And I will stop in our neighborhood when we decide we will not tolerate. Now, if we were organized, which is hard to organize people who are just run crazy, you don't know. But if we were, with the money we have, and the many people who would come to our aid that don't know what it's like to be a Negro, and we said, look, we said, if we don't get a federal law to deal with police brutality, that any time a cop or anybody carry a gun, have to have a license to execute to drive a car. And if you use it wrong, then you lose your license. And if it's upheld, you can never work again as a cop or a store boy or a private detective. Now, how do you get Congress to protect you? You take your economic power and you call on your friends, black, white, young, and old, and say, this coming Christmas, if we don't have a federal law to outlaw police brutality by law, we call it a nationwide boycott of Christmas and start on Thanksgiving with the kingdom. 79% of all retail in America happens between Thanksgiving and Christmas. People did business all year, lose money just for Christmas, huh? Well, what happens now? Huh? Thanksgiving Avenue, Georgia, Sears and Hoover, Westinghouse. They will get the deal, and all they got to do is make one phone call and say, Harry, Mr. Senator, I want that bill pushed through in 3 days. Okay, it's an economic thing. But we have the power, but the system has wiped us out so bad.
Open your mind.
Only from the Prophet of Thought Series Media.
Open your mind.